Yo, Daisy. What's going on, Daisy? What you doing, girl? How is your Monday going? My Monday is going great. Everyone, welcome in. Hopefully, you guys are doing good and having a great day. Have a couple of announcements to talk with you guys about. Super excited for those. And we are doing a live reaction to my good friend um, Gladys. She has her anti MLM channel. She's also on Instagram. Same handle. So make sure you go and check her channel out, check her Instagram out, give her a follow, give her a like, show her some love because she talks about multiple different MLMs, and she also she was one of our friends that spoke at the MLM conference on Friday. Megan over on the MLM Recovery podcast was also the other friend of ours that spoke there on Friday as well. So make sure you guys go check them out, give them a follow, give them a like, show them some love. But we're talking about Scentsy, which is another MLM, just like a Monday should. Absolutely. You know how Mondays are, right? Mondays are a little just so gotta try your best to have a good Monday. Monday sets actually it's really Sunday. Sunday is the start of the week, right? Friday and Saturday are the weekends. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't recognize that. But Monday is technically where you go back to work, so it kind of sets the pace on how the week is going to go. So everyone, make sure you're just trying to have a good day, a good week. Just have a great life. Yo, what's going on, Will? You're lurking around? Well, stick around a little bit, man, because there's going to be some good info here. My girl Gladys, she's got the deets and she's got the receipts. All right, she's got the deets and she's got the receipts. Okay, so anyways, before we get today started, I want to officially let you guys know that the channel is now monetized. Yay! Yay! So I first want to thank all of you guys who have showed up and showed your support, showed some love. I really appreciate every single one of you. And I love every single one of you. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So it's so awesome to have you guys along for the ride, whether we're doing politics, whether we're doing my diorama content, whether we're doing gaming, whatever. I appreciate you guys showing up. Let me read Daisy's comment real quick first. But I didn't do it to get rich. I did it to get discount on the products. Oh, okay. I get you. A lot of people, a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people do that, but I still wouldn't jump into it. I still would not jump into it. The products are honestly, when it comes to MLMs, the products are not that great. They're really good at selling you on things, but when you actually get into how the quality of the products, they're not that great. You can find better products, and oftentimes they do exacerbably overcharge for their products versus what the market is saying, right? Versus market price. So anyways, make sure you watch out for MLMs. They're known to be scammy. They're known to be all kinds of shit, just because they're always lying out of their ass anyways. So just be careful. Anyways, so back to the announcements. So now that the channel is officially monetized, I want to work on myself. I say that by meaning that I want to take the profanity down a little bit. Take the profanity down a little bit. We're gonna work on that. I want you guys to catch me on it. If I start to get a little bit too wordy, just you guys let me know, okay? But I'm gonna start toning down the profanity, and then hopefully we can really channel that a little bit better. Anyways, the good luck, bud, right? Good luck, bud, right? Yeah. Anyways, okay, so the next announcement. All right, told you guys whenever the channel got monetized that I would officially be. There we go. We got another good luck. um, I told you guys that we would be doing special events. Okay, gaming wise, um, I have started a Discord server by the name of Arc Battles. Okay, so make sure you guys are joining the Discord. I am going to start hosting very soon, and I hopefully would like to see this large events, right? Large events. I love to be involved in the community. So if you guys play Arc, for those of you who are coming in, if you like to play Arc, make sure you're joining the Arc Battles Discord, because we're going to be hosting events that you guys pick for us, or that you guys would vote on or suggest. But Kelsey, welcome in. Everyone, welcome in, Kelsey. Make sure you guys go check out Kelsey's channel. Okay, Casual Night Owls. I'm going to go ahead and drop her channel link here. She's got some awesome content. She mainly does gaming, and she is absolutely hilarious. She's a little bit of a bully because she bullies me all the time. But she's an amazing person. You guys, please go check her out. She's awesome, and just a phenomenal channel. Please go check her out. Drop her a like, drop her a sub, please, 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 please. She's awesome. All right, so. But Arc Battles, okay, we're gonna be doing live events. Hopefully, a large amount of people will be participating. You guys get to choose whether we do maybe pirate ship battles or medieval battles or sky battles, space battles, whatever, you know. But eventually, I'm gonna expand that to other games, and eventually do special events as well, and then we will carry that over into maybe chatting, talking about social issues, talking about maybe men's issues, women's issues, whatever. So, but there are a lot of things that are going to be happening now that the channel is monetized, and we're going to be all over the place. Anyways, I believe that is all of the announcements. I want to get that out of the way before we started today, so that we can get into the bread and butter of today's live stream. So, but anyways, guys, please make sure again that you are checking out those discords. Make sure you also join the channel Discord as well. 18 and above. You have to be 18 and above. And yeah. So, also, quick disclaimer: this channel and live stream is 18 plus. Okay, so if you are below the age of 18, ensure that you are letting your parent or guardian know that you are watching the stream and that you are on the channel, and make sure you get their permission that to be here. If you do not have their permission, please leave the stream. All right, thank you. That is the disclaimer out of the way. Okay, so I would say the biggest thing to take away from, I believe, Friday, which was the MLM conference, is House Bill 162. Right, this was introduced by Representative Ross Levin from Delaware. She introduced a bill to restrict MLMs. She wanted to go after transparency. She wanted to go after their practices, right? So basically just to restrict MLMs so that they don't, I don't know, lie and scam people. But anyways, so what this bill does, this act defines a multi-level distribution. I keep wanting to say marketing company because that's what it is. And multi-level marketing program. For purposes of the subchapter, it sets forth mandatory disclosures that must be made by a multi-level distribution company to any potential purchaser that discloses details about the company, sometimes based on certain representations that the company makes, because it makes a lot, especially when it comes to high income. They really like to do that, and that's how they fool people. It sets forth that a multi-level distribution company, marketing company, may not require a participant in its marketing program to buy a good or service or pay any other consideration to participate in the marketing program, but they do, unless it agrees to repurchase the goods under certain conditions. It permits a civil penalty to be imposed for violations of the required disclosures. I would love to see that in a criminal case as well, Because if you've talked to people who have been in MLMs, who have bought into the lie of financial freedom, I've seen people's lives destroyed, people's marriages blown up. I've seen all kinds of crazy shit. So just make sure you're looking into this. Anyways, let's continue. Provides a private right of action for violation of the repurchase requirement, including treble damages, attorney's fees, and costs to be awarded to the prevailing plaintiff. All right, so I'm assuming that's along the side of lawsuits, which would be great, which would be absolutely great. So, all right, but this is a bill that's being brought forward. Hopefully, this starts trickling to other states. I would love to see that happen. As of right now, it's just Delaware. There are many states who have anti MLM policies already, but not exactly really restricting MLMs because MLMs are that deeply ingrained in politics, unfortunately. Um, oh, did something happen? Oh wait, is he talking about the accident, Daisy? Hopefully you are fully recovered. That would be awesome. All right, so that's the biggest takeaway of the annual MLM conference. If you guys don't know about the MLM conference, there is a annual conference that is held every year to talk about the state of MLMs, to talk about a number of other things, right, as it pertains to MLMs, right? Stories. There are other activists involved, other influencers. Hopefully, I can get in and talk on the next one. That would be awesome. So, oh, her 7 hour Harley. What? You went on a 7 hour Harley? What? Where was my invite, bro? What is this? Where's my invite, man? Really? Why are you guys leaving me behind, dude? No, I just went on my first 300-mile Harley ride. Spent 11 plus hours. Wow, on the Harley and driving around the town. Wow, that's crazy. I love Harleys, bro. Anyways, okay, just so we're not getting too distracted, let's go ahead and get into this. So, my good friend, Gladys, she runs the MLM Exit channel on YouTube, and she also has an Instagram page. All right. I believe she's more active on her Instagram than she is her YouTube. But please make sure, guys, that you are taking a look at not just her channel, but also my good friend Megan's channel over on MLM Recovery Podcast. She has a channel on YouTube as well, and then she also has an Instagram too. So make sure you guys are checking those channels out. Leave a like, leave a sub. So it was 9 a.m. to 8 till 8 p.m. Uh, oh well, that's good. That's good. You got to go and do all those things. But all right, okay. Just so I can shut up and you guys can get into it. Let's go.
Welcome everyone. In this video, we will talk about Scentsy's 2025 changes that will take place starting March 1st. I will also give my commentary on Scentsy's CEO video announcing these changes. So if that interests you, please stay tuned.
How's the audio, guys? Is the audio good? Do I need to turn it up?
January is not even over, and so far we got changes from Young Living, doTERRA, and Scentsy. But that's not all. We have the very first MLM to close their doors this 2025. Bye-bye, Epicure! In my opinion, these are red flags. So if you are still in an MLM, normally when MLMs start making these changes, that's a sign that they're probably struggling financially, especially when they make changes like the ones that the Scentsy CEO made, but we will get to that. Shout out to Julie Anderson. She posted this video, and when I was watching it, I had
Unfortunately, I don't believe Julie Anderson is still making content. She was another anti-MLM voice, and she had left, unfortunately. But make sure you guys go check her channel out because she does interviews and all that kind of good stuff too. So just yeah, go and show her some love there. but we'll be talking about this more on here.
Some stuff to say. So if
Sounds
you
clear?
want to
Good.
see it in full, I
Good.
encourage you to check her video out since I will only be covering a few of the things in this video. I want to say this at the beginning in case some Scentsy reps don't stay until the end of the video. I want all the Scentsy reps to know that your feelings are very valid and you have all the right to feel the way you want to feel with these changes. Don't let anybody gaslight you and make you believe that these changes are not as bad or that these changes are positive in any way. I know that probably your upline is trying to make you feel guilty for expressing your opinions on the changes in the Facebook groups and probably deleting those comments. That's toxic positivity, information control coming straight from the bite model, and gaslighting. It's understandable that you probably have invested a lot of money and time and it's hard to leave this MLM at this point. This is called the sunk cost fallacy. But you can be sure that there are
Well, it's not. It's not just that. It's the psychological aspect of it, right? You have you have this brain rot essentially, right? That's been injected into your brain, and it's not that you have been made to believe that you can make money from this MLM. It's that you have people that are convincing you of the community itself, right? That people that you finally belong somewhere, right? Because typically how the people that MLMs go after are vulnerable people, right? A lot of people get mixed up when they hear about MLMs. They think it's just stupid people who are getting caught up in MLMs. No, it's not. That's not what happens. Right. So it's not getting you to believe in a financial thing necessarily. Of course, financial is a part of it, yeah. But what it is moreover is getting people to believe in a community, right? Where they ostracize other kinds of people, right? Where people who don't believe in the MLM, they're automatically seen as losers or non-successful people. And so you become isolated and a prime target for them to assimilate you into their community so that you believe and you trust them, right? That's how cults are. That's exactly what cults do. So it's just they brainwash you, they warp your mind to believe that this community is here for your best interest when in actuality they're not. Not for your mental health, not for your psychological health, and definitely not for your financial health.
other options out there. If you don't see my whole video but want to continue having a business, I recommend you to at least watch Margaret's video at the end. You don't need Scentsy. For people who are not familiar with Scentsy, they are an MLM, aka multi-level marketing company, and their core products are its warmers and wax bars. According to the FTC, MLMs are businesses that involve selling products to family and friends and recruiting other people to do the same. You guys know that I have zero respect for MLM CEOs because they know exactly what they're doing. Now let's go with the video. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because he talks very slowly.
Once again, thank you. Let's see here. Anything else that I want to mention? I realize, change is a big deal and we don't take it lightly. We've spent a lot of time over the last few months, up to 6 months, in a discovery mode and looking at our numbers, looking at our trends, looking at the behaviors of what's happening out in the market. We're in 14 different countries and we are seeing a lot of similarities between the countries. And also, like I mentioned, some really key insightful data that really highlights the areas that we really need to focus on and turn the direction we're going in around. That's what it comes down to. So first, let me go ahead and start talking a little bit about really the industry and where Scentsy is, mostly giving context to the state of the business and what is going to be crucial for you, your teams, and Scentsy here in 2025. So let me go ahead and get to that here. So let me start talking about momentum. Momentum is fundamental to direct selling. It's either growing or that momentum is declining. And recently we've seen a decline in momentum really across just about every single direct selling companies.
The decline in momentum in all MLMs. That's awesome. We finally
Yeah, so another thing that was talked about in the MLM conference is that the or not the influence, but um the the whole thing with MLMs is declining, right? There are the revenue for MLMs have been declining for quite some time now. Um, I do know for Amway, which is the main MLM that I talk about, obviously because I was a victim of Amway. They were bringing in, I want to say, probably around 11 or 12 billion dollars of revenue back in what 2020 2021, I think, and here recently in the past couple of years that has went down to 9 billion, I believe. So they're losing money over time because obviously because the model of a multi-level marketing company, which is a pyramid scheme, the FTC doesn't want to call it a pyramid scheme because and neither does the DSA, of course, but it is a pyramid scheme. And that's because they get around all kinds of different policies and laws to escape the label of pyramid scheme. But essentially, the model itself is you have to recruit in order to make some kind of revenue, right? Because people are investing, they're doing their sign on uh payments, right? Because when you enter an MLM, you have to give money, right? To buy inventory, right? So that's well, that's the way they set they sell it to you, and so obviously that money goes somewhere and it goes straight up to the top, and so that's why it's a pyramid scheme. The way they get around being called a pyramid scheme is because of one thing, and what that one thing is having a certain percentage of outside sales. I think 70% of outside sales. But what they don't say, right? What they don't mention all of the time, or if not most of the time, right, is they don't mention that they convince their IBOs, right, or their distributors to just mark down names when they're filing out their information on who sold and whatnot, right? So that is a major problem. People are starting to see that, and because people are especially with the internet is the biggest thing that really helps combat the MLMs, and this is exactly why I do what I do here on the channel. There are over 20 million adult Americans, right? 7.7% of the American population, excuse me, of the American population has been affected by MLMs. Okay. And that is a crazy number. That's an insane number. So the more that we do our part, right, to make a change, especially on social media, the more we can save others from being scammed too. Okay. So, but things are going downhill for MLMs hopefully pretty soon, especially now with the bill that I just talked about. Um, hopefully very soon we can start to get rid of MLMs.
We have another MLM CEO saying it. It's all thanks to the anti-MLM movement, content creators, and people working behind the scenes. Shout out to all of
Exactly.
you.
And if I look at that and see what and how people have responded, I know you've seen it as well, but there has been some pretty significant changes for some companies. Some companies have either changed their business model, gone more single level or affiliate model.
Which means they gave up the multi-level marketing company, or they gave up the multi-level model in itself, right? So they're no longer an MLM company. They're an actual business. They're an actual I don't want to say trustworthy business, but they're an actual business that doesn't extort either their distributors or their employees. Let me say they don't extort their employees, or they don't extort their customers. But um this multi-level to kind of break down what a multi-level marketing is I touched on it earlier with the recruitment, right? Say someone starts. Let's say someone starts a multi-level marketing company, right? Well, they have to recruit at least 2 people. So let's just say they recruit 2 people, right? After they recruited 2 people, those 2 people then recruit their own 2 people, right? So you have one business up at the top that someone started, and then you have another business, because that's what they call it. They have another business where they've recruited their 2 people, right? That is multi-level, right? Whereas you have singular level, where someone just creates a company and they hire a bunch of distributors, or they hire a bunch of people, right? And they pay them and whatnot for their services. But um yo, welcome in from Twitch. How's it going, man? Shrinking? I'm gonna call you shrinking. Best viewers, buzza.online. What? What are you what? What are you saying to me right now, bro? Um but yeah, so that's just what a multi-level marketing is.
Some have sold to private equity firms. Some have different financial situations where they have commitments to banks or investors that require them to make certain changes, and others have even closed. So it's not something that has been a bright spot for sure for the industry. And I realize that it's not
Obviously.
hard to project that same kind of thought process as Scentsy is in the direct selling market in that same industry. And when it's happening all around us, it's hard not to believe, okay, this is what's happening when we have a contraction as well. But one of the things I wanted to make sure I told you, and I wanted to be very clear on and clear up right now, is Scentsy is taking a different path. We are doubling down on the direct selling fundamentals rather than changing our business model. We are focused on supporting you and your teams and your efforts to be active, to sell, to recruit, and promote. And as long as you are all in, we are all in.
First of all, the promises of an MLM CEO cannot be trusted because they will go where the money takes them. If you haven't seen my Young Living video, in that video I shared Carl, the CEO from Body, who also expressed his commitment to his reps. And guess what happened? He shut the MLM side of Body, for the people who are not aware of that. These MLM CEOs, in my opinion, will tell the reps what they want to hear, and behind the scenes, they're already planning on shutting down the company or shutting down the MLM side of it. Wouldn't surprise me at all if in a few months Scentsy is gone, or at least the MLM side of it's gone. MLMs.
Yeah, so never ever trust the word of multi-level marketing CEOs. 100%. Let's see. Speaking of, here's one of them right here. Patrick Bet David. Okay, he's a political commentator. Right. He's had Nick Shirley on his podcast, and he owns a multi-level marketing company. Okay, so they're not just in they're not just in business. They're in the military. They're in politics. They're in a lot of other things, right? So make sure you're watching out for these people, because if oftentimes if because excuse me, if you see that they have an MLM, right? If they're the owner of an MLM, they can't be trusted. Now, this is also where I kind of want you guys to give a little bit of grace to the reps, and I mean those at the bottom, okay? Because those at the top, to keep the ones at the bottom in the pyramid, what they do is they brainwash them, okay? And unfortunately, in today's society, it's easy to brainwash people because people more or less believe everything, or most of everything, that they hear and see, without, unfortunately, without verifying for themselves. And look, as someone who is of Gen Z, I understand. I fall into that category sometimes myself. So this is why I tell you guys, and this is also why I did a video over this exact kind of thing beforehand, or excuse me, in my earlier um history, right, of the channel. So, question everything. Question everything. It doesn't matter who or what it's coming from. Question what you hear, question what you see, and then find those answers for yourself objectively. Okay. That way, you know you're not lied to. On one hand, you're not lying to yourself, and on the other hand, someone else is lying to you to get whatever benefit they want out of you, extortion or otherwise.
CEO's promises or commitments cannot be trusted.
Now, that's our commitment. We want to help you. We want to support you and be successful as a team together. And the fact of the matter is, we are in a decline. Things are coming down. It's not
Good.
The ideal situation where we are growing, but we are in a contraction mode. And right now, and even though we are
No,
still
you
in
don't
the
need to
black, we're
grow.
still profitable. Things may be getting a little bit thinner, but we are
Unfortunately.
still in the black and happy about that. We are in a good place to respond with you.
Even if they were not profitable, I don't believe this
Not looking to buy follower. Oh, is that what that is? Yo, Kelsey, I saw you follow me on Twitch. Nice. Thanks. I appreciate that. I appreciate you, Kelsey. Not looking to buy followers. Okay. Oh, I assume that that is it. How do we get that guy out of there then? Because I have no idea what that even is. So if they're looking to sell something, please get them out of there.
CEO will tell you, because that will cause
We're here to help people, not extort people.
all reps to panic and leave the MLM even faster. Do you guys remember Boo? They were saying that they were thriving and that the anti-MLM movement was bringing them so many clients or some like that. And what happened? They were shut down a little after the CEO made those statements.
Oh, dude. If you guys don't know Gladys, yo, I appreciate you, Kelsey. If you guys don't know Gladys, she's a character. She's a character, and throughout the rest of the video, she will continue to get pretty spicy.
And focus on building hope and momentum. Speaking of hope and momentum, let me share with you a quote that I came across that I really appreciate here. There we go. People speak of hope as if this is delicate, ephemeral thing made of whispers and spider webs.
Let's see. People speak of hope as if it is this delicate, ephemeral thing made up of whispers and spider. Oh, well, he's reading it. Never mind.
Not. Hope has dirt on her face, blood on her knuckles, the grit of cobblestones in her hair, and just spat out a tooth as she rises for another go. If I look at that quote, and I came across it as I was preparing all of these changes, knowing that we
Where is that even? Where in the fuck is that even from? Where is that from? I've never heard of this, and honestly, I never want to hear it again.
need to introduce it to all of you and give you the context. It's hope is something that isn't something that you sit back and it's just given to you. We're going to have to work hard. We're going to have to work together. And I know that as we do, and we put forth the work, we're going to build that hope, which is so critical.
He's talking. Who uses a synonym like that? Or excuse me, wait. A hyperbole? Who uses a hyperbole like that? What?
Part when he says we have to work hard and we have to work together or something like that. I feel it's so manipulative. Then it's your problem and you should be the one to fix it. Don't come with this of trying to make the reps feel committed to you in any way. After everything they had already done for your company, the reps owe you nothing.
It's not done automatically, like I mentioned. And a great place to start talking about Scentsy and talking about the hope is our core, our foundation. Our 3 core values of simplicity, authenticity, and generosity. It is these core values that.
Well, he's already failed on that simplicity. Bro was talking, bro threw out a hyperbole for hope that made no sense at all. Then authenticity, it's an MLM, and then generosity. This guy's telling his distributors they are the ones that have to be doing the work. That's not very generous.
Really has built Scentsy. It's unique, and it takes what is otherwise just a transactional relationship between a buyer and a seller, and it makes it to something special, something transformational, something that we can feel contributes to people's lives and helps them be their best selves. And when we double down on
like
our
that.
motto of contributing more than we take, we strengthen those relationships we strive to build. We are a family-friendly business opportunity that brings value to the world.
This is so disgusting because this starts to normalize the reps that they should contribute more than they take. The way I understand this is they want the reps to spend more money even if they are not getting a lot in return. Disgusting.
Or getting anything in return. I want you guys to know, if people who are working in MLMs, they are literally making prison wages. Prison wages. I remember seeing in some I remember seeing some numbers that let's see, okay, so it's just this bozo talking. I remember seeing some of the numbers, and people were barely making $1,000 by the end of the year. By the end of the year. Okay? So, great.
Is really Scentsy's aspirational why. And we talk about why being so important because that's what makes direct selling, that's what makes Scentsy so different, is that it is aspirational, that we can help others bring value to their lives, to change the trajectory of where they are and what they want to become. At a more simple level, and
No, what makes you different is that although you're scamming people, allegedly, although you're scamming people, allegedly, don't want to get sued. No, all of this is alleged. All of this is alleged. I don't want to get sued. I want to tell it like it is, but I don't want to get sued. Anyways, although you're scamming people, at least you give them a candle. That's what makes you different.
And what makes Scentsy and differentiates ourselves from box stores and e-commerce is that we can provide a level of customer service and connection to our customers and to our team members that far exceeds that simple relationship that is felt from selling a product. You get to provide and make connections to people at a whole new level. And that's what continues to separate ourselves from other businesses and other directs, from other e-commerce and buyers and seller situations. And each time we do this, when we focus on our core values, when we lean into contribute more than we take, we are able to achieve an unprecedented hope, an unprecedented level of momentum and engagement. And that's something special. That's where I wanted to start to build from, as we have that common goal, that common source of why we are part of that Scentsy family.
I'm rolling my eyes because all of this is
Yeah,
a
me
bunch
too.
of and word salad.
It's something special and something that I would never, ever want to forget. Now, even with those core values, even with our motto of contributing more than we take, our momentum has faltered. Those reasons are both out of our control and some of them are within our control. But it is so important that we rebuild that momentum here at Scentsy for you, for the home office, to support you in all of your goals that you want to achieve. And as we did this, we identified 4 focus areas, the most important areas to focus on in 2025. And these are: number 1, new customer acquisition. Okay, new customer acquisition, meaning new eyeballs or new customers coming into Scentsy. This is the number 1 thing, the most important thing in 2025.
Pay attention to this.
New customers
Pay attention
into
to this.
Scentsy.
Well, I have news for you, Dan. It's going to get harder and harder to recruit each time because with all the information that is available online, a lot of people don't want to be involved with a company that turns all of their relationships to transactional relationships. And a lot of the people no longer want to support MLMs because of the bad stigma that they already have. It would be smarter for you to change to an affiliate model or close your doors. But if you want to be a and burn your company down, I'm here for it. Let me get my popcorn then.
Okay. Secondly, it's customer engagement. Once you have that new customer, you want to follow up, you want to make those connections, you want to make sure that they're enjoying the Scentsy products and making sure that you've helped them with any need that they may come across.
That's one of the things that you have wrong, Dan. After someone purchases, they don't need to be bothered. If they need something, they will for sure reach out to let you know. Maybe it's just me, the one feeling this way. You can tell me in the comments below, but I personally don't need to be harassed or reach out after my purchase. If I need something, I will reach out to you.
All right, guys. I'm gonna put up a poll. Okay. Let's see. There we go. All right, guys. Question: if Selman sells you a product, do you want them calling you again over that product after? You guys vote. Because I can tell you guys right now, there's no way in hell would I want someone to call me over the same product that I had I had already bought, right? And wanting to get me to buy more, right? That's not selling. That's extortion, right? That's extortion. That's absolutely extortion.
Second, or thirdly, the third most important area is new consultants and having them join your team. Interestingly,
Yep, I knew it right there. This is it right here. This is it. When I got into Amway, right? When I got into Amway, what they always did was they would give you like a baggie full of product. They would give you an excess energy drink or maybe a couple of excess energy drinks, and then they would also give you maybe some vitamins or whatever that they happen to have in their own stock, right? Because they're going and they're buying their own products as well from the website. So all of this is to bring you in, not just to sell you on the products, but sell you on joining the business model. It's never to sell a product. It's almost never to sell a product. It's always to try and get you to join, especially for the younger generations. That's why I tell you guys, for those of you who may be in college, make sure you're watching out because they like to go after college kids. All right.
number 3 and number 4, consultant engagement. Those are really met and satisfied by the first two. When you have new people coming into Scentsy and they have that first experience of the Scentsy products, which is incredible. And if you're on this call, I know that you love Scentsy, you love fragrance. You know that if you can get that fragrance in front of someone, they truly can enjoy.
Bro, guys, look, if you want to start a legitimate business, right? You can just go to Amazon and buy things to make candles, right? If we're talking about senses here, you can literally just go to Amazon, buy products, make your own candles, and sell them. Go to your local flea market. You can even sell stuff online. Etsy's a great source for that. Etsy, and then you can also sell stuff on Amazon too, right? You can sell stuff anywhere. Like you can even if you don't have a local flea market, you can find a place where you can be a vendor, like a maybe I don't know. I do know that there might be some antique stores that have vendors, but you can set stuff up, right? I do believe even at public places you can do that. Yo, Anthony, welcome in, man. Everyone, welcome in, Anthony. How you doing, bro? I thought that company sounded familiar. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. MLMs, bro. MLMs. Make sure you guys are staying away from these guys. But they want as much engagement as possible. It's really about getting new people join. That's what that is. It's about getting new people joining to keep that pyramid model running. Okay? And then extorting them for what they can, unfortunately. Anthony, I don't know if you voted. I don't know if you voted yet, but make sure you put in a vote. I'd like to hear what you have to say.
Enjoy that by following up and having that unique, authentic relationship with those customers. You create those opportunities, those aha moments of I can do this. I want to partner with Scentsy, which leads to number 3 and number 4 here in our focus areas.
I
will
want to
circle
be
back
broke.
to these 4
I want to be broke, guys.
as I go throughout today.
The thing that this clown and other clowns, owners of MLMs, forget is that their product is not the only one on the market. There are so many available options, more accessible when it comes to price, and in some cases, the same or even better quality.
And before I talk more about them,
I voted for no, man. Don't want you hounding me like an old granny. What? What? Oh no, I'm talking about the chat, bro. I put a vote up in the chat. I put a vote up in the chat, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, okay. I got you. I got you. Oh, okay, okay. Well, that's the first time you're commenting. I didn't know if you were lurking or not, bro.
I want to kind of explain Scentssy's responsibility in all of this. When I say Scentsy and point to myself, I mean home offices. So if I just went through the 4 key areas that we would like you to focus on and we want to support you in the 4 that I just mentioned, let me explain what we are focused on here at the home office as stewards of Scentsy, the company. We are responsible for ensuring the company is healthy to make sure we can
Because you know, when I buy something, I don't want the same company calling. You don't want the same company calling at me like they're my grandmother. Okay. Okay, I got you. I got you. I thought you were referring to me hounding you. That's why I was like, yo, what? Okay, right? I want to go ahead and just I want to go ahead and end the poll because I think we all can understand that we don't want salesmen calling us, right, for dumb shit. Okay, cool. 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 Cool.
support all of you. We evaluate our products, our programs. We monitor and react to trends and behaviors and changes and make those changes necessary to support your team to be successful. And while, like I
Right.
said, we are profitable and in a good position, we must strengthen our position right now and create
Let's
this
skip
picture that
ahead
I'm
here.
trying to do with all of you today. So this next slide here shares with you the average PRV per consultant per year for the last 6 years, just like the previous 2 slides. Average PRV per consultant. In 2018, you can see it's just above 2,000. For the entire year, on average, for all consultants worldwide, just above 2,000. You can see the chart in their pandemic years. We spiked.
Well, yeah, because people couldn't go anywhere in those pandemic. MLMs were doing great in the pandemic years, and that's because you had nowhere to go, right? And a lot of people wanted to feel a part of something because they were isolated, right? We have that in our own nature to feel a part of a tribe, right? We have that compassion to be wanted, right? To be a part of something, and because of that, a lot of us fell prey to the MLMs, so that's why it spiked. But as people started to become aware, it started to become I doubt it's flatlining. But as you can see that graph here, especially here in 2026, people are becoming a lot more aware of MLMs. So hopefully that's the case. Oh, and Kelsey, real quick. Um, I want you resting up. Okay, so make sure you're in bed resting up. Okay.
Up definitely had an impact there. But if you
Duh.
look at 2024, you can see that we're actually about the same level of average PRV per consultant in a given year as it was in 2018. Interesting. I find it interesting. Okay. This is interesting because as we just reviewed, total unique number of customers ordering through a consultant is going down,
Okay.
and
Good.
new customers
Good.
are going down, but PRV per consultant.
I don't want you to feel as though you have to be here, right? And you have to do this, because your health is more important to me. Okay. So don't feel obligated to be here, but I do appreciate you being here.
Has remained the same. They remain the same. All right. Another slide. This one is a little bit different. This one is average party order count
good.
per consultant per year. Okay. So total number, think of it as the total number of parties given in a single year. In 2018, you can see that it is 5, right around 5. You can see that it's spiked up through the years. In 2024, that number really has more than doubled since 2018, putting us at about 12. From 5 to 12. Are you following along with this in your head? I'm going to share and compare 2 of the slides because we wanted to make more sense of this. And what I did is I put 2 slides together. The average PRV per consultant, that one that remains the same from 6 years ago to today, which is about 2,000 PRV per consultant per year. And if I look at the average number of party orders in count, we know that it has doubled. Why do you think that?
So they're talking about revenue here. That's what they're talking about. They're talking about revenue as it pertains to excuse me, they're talking about people ordering stuff, right? As it pertains to who is selling stuff, right? So
That is. Why do you think we have been able to double the number of parties, but yet the average PRV has remained flat? Well, I think that's a very interesting question. we asked leaders this at our retreat that we are on now. They came up with some good answers. And what it has come down to as we've dug deeper into that is that it's easier to qualify for a party given the higher priced items that Scentsy has to offer and the variety of products that Scentsy has to offer. In fact, we have one product that if you just add that to an order, it qualifies for a party already. So it's easier to qualify for a party with fewer items. The other big thing that we notice is that consultants are choosing to host the parties and combining the orders to qualify for those parties. So as soon as it qualifies, they close the party and they're all set. And as consultants, as host, they're able to maximize their host rewards, which is just fine, to close out those parties. Here's one interesting fact. I don't have a data slide for it, but did you know 70% of all parties have a consultant as the host? Another link that I make as I look at this, knowing that the total number of unique customers ordering with a consultant and the total number of new customers coming into Scentsy has rapidly declined, that
No shit.
we have a problem with getting new people into Scentsy.
No duh.
Did you
What?
just notice that now? That you have a problem getting people into Scentsy?
Oh, bro, hey, no one's buying our shit. Why is no one buying anything from us? Why is no one buying anything? Why can't we recruit anyone? Goddamn YouTubers.
That's obvious because MLMs are crumbling. And if other MLMs are suffering, probably Scentsy too. The good thing is that you are the numbers geek, right? More like the
Oh yeah. Let me actually let's do some numbers real quick. Let's go to Amway. And I will actually show you guys. Let's do protein because I used to be a pretty big gym rat back in the day. Pretty big gym rat back in the day. Oh my god. That's went up. Holy shit, that went up. All right, now let's go to Amazon. Let's do Whey Pro Turn. Whey protein. Let's see. Now where? Wait, actually here, let me see how much is it? You used to drink whey protein? Whey protein's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Let's see. We want 20 serving pouch. Let's see. 20 servings. Huh. There we go. Right here. I want to show you. On Amway's site, 20 serving pouch, 20 servings worth of a pouch is $61, right? That's their grass-fed whey protein. And here we go, 1.81 pounds, right? $19. What? Why is that? Why is that $20? What's in there? Shit. Yeah. $44, 46. Yeah, you can see there that it's like $30, 40, $50, you know, all kind. It's doubled. It's doubled, right? It's absolutely doubled. All right. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. That's exactly like people are waking up to that. And when I was waking up to Amway, I was price matching, right? I was price matching. And I was looking at this shit and I was like, why is it that this is twice as expensive as the market price? And how is it that people are actually paying this?
Dan.
We have a problem finding new customers and introducing them to Scentsy. And part of that is because our systems and our programs have made it simple for a party to qualify. It's also the reason why the number one key area is finding new customers. Let me give you an example, and I think this will help hopefully bring this home for you on the importance of bringing in new customers. I wanted to come up with a good example, and at Scentsy, and definitely for your businesses, there's lots of ways to build at Scentsy. A lot of people build through parties, whether it's home parties, online parties, virtual parties, basket parties, traveling parties, doesn't matter to me. Those are ways that people have built businesses. Some have done it through social media, some have done it through fairs and shows, et cetera, et cetera. There isn't a
This is where
apply
you're
the
talking about
bundle and saves
bundles.
because of how the bundle and saves work today. If you don't know what I mean, let me give you a little look at how it displays in the catalog. This is what it looks like today. You can see that we have warmers under the Scentsy system in Perfect Scentsy. They start at $25 and have a certain number of bars and go up to 50 at $5 increments in the US currency. These categories create complexity in explanation to customers, as well as training to new consultants. The new discount structure dramatically simplifies the setup and provides far more flexibility
I can't see
into
that.
the future of what we can do with our bundles and saves. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take the bundle and save look that is pictured here and change it to our new bundle and
Yeah,
save
I can't.
page
I
that
can't. I
is
can't
pictured
see
here.
that.
You can see that the categories have changed. We've made it much more simple and easier to understand. Let me go into this a little bit deeper because it's important. Let me first start off by
This would be
saying,
the first in the entire video.
by now you probably have not seen that we have a buy 5, get 1 free Scentsy bar bundle. That bundle and that singular bundle has been a cornerstone of our Scentsy bundle and save program from the beginning. Buy 5.
Wait. Okay. Why is it that it's so beneficial to buy a set of 5, right? That's going to be expensive anyways, but a set of 5 to then get just 1 free. There's a reason why BOGOs, right? BOGO promotions typically sell, and that's because you get 1 and then you get another free. That guess what? That's 50% free. It's like these people have no understanding of business, man. I mean, because they don't. That's why they're using the multi-level marketing model. So, but I mean, what does 1 extra do for you, right? Why not another 3, or maybe another 5, or maybe at least 4? Come on, man. How?
Get 1 free.
I'm gonna shut up.
While it's not in the catalog and it's not offered in the PWS, it is going to be offered as a consultant-only workstation bundle and save, like a secret menu. You're going to be able to offer it to your customers, creating relationships with you and being able to provide that deeper discount for the buy 5, get 1 bar. But it will not be in your personal website, only offered in the workstation. Now, you may need to know how to use it because if you don't use the product code of buy 5, get 1 free, then it won't apply the free bar. So just like you do today, as you know, in your workstation, as you place an order, an individual order or a party order, you type in the product code for the buy 5, get 1 free Scentsy bar. Enter in the 6 bars, and you will get that discount of buy 5, get 1 free. Okay, this is unique and only available through you as the consultant. And you're able to offer that as far as a discount because while it's not printed in the catalog, it is something from home office pricing that you can share with others, not being a person.
Whoa, that's kind of messed up. That's kind of it's not an actual catalog on their websites or anywhere else, but it's something that only the consultants have. That's kind of messed up. That's not how you do business. Right? That's not. If you want people to buy from you, how about you let everyone know of your promotions? It's the easiest way to get people to fucking buy for. If I wanted to sell people, right, on let's just say my art, maybe let's just say, okay, listen, I have this great idea for first time buyers. Okay, you want to purchase like a diorama base from me? Okay, cool. I'll make you like good, I don't know what, maybe like a 4x4. And then since you are a first time buyer, I will even sit down and make another one for free, or maybe 50% off. Okay, that's an incentive. That's an incentive to have people get more right? To get more for less, right? Therefore, they're not paying for 2 dioramas. They're paying for a little bit more than they would for 1, right? And then but they get 2 out of it. That's an incentive, bro. You're making a little bit more money there, right? But you're also giving more to twice as much to the customer. But you want to do 1 diorama and then some XPS foam and tell them to go make their own. What? What?
Special,
Moron,
but
dude.
something that only you as a consultant can offer to your customers.
I thought one of the core values of Scentsy was the simplicity. How does this make any sense? This is exactly why I think Dan is. So instead of making things easier for the reps and the customers, he come up with this bright idea? Rolling my fucking eyes. Isn't the website there for the customers to go and shop on their own?
Yo, Ostara, what's going on, man? Everyone, welcome in Ostara. Hope you guys are doing good. I hope you are doing good. Hope all of you are doing good. But everyone, welcome in Ostara.
You can tell that, in my opinion, this clown is not thinking at all about the convenience of the rep or the customer. First of all, imagine that you are a customer who has a very busy day with work, kids, hubby, and maybe the only time when you have a little bit of free time is in the night. And you take advantage of that time to maybe do a little online shopping. Imagine this at that time later in the night. Instead of doing it on your own, you need to reach out to your Scentsy rep, expecting the rep to be available at that time. We will get to that in a little bit. Then ask your Scentsy rep to make the order for you.
Okay.
What a
Okay, well, that sounds fun. Thanks for leaving a like. Appreciate that.
hassle. Not only that, imagine that you are a Scentsy rep. You have a regular job, you take care of your family, and maybe you are in the middle of something and you get this message from one of your clients to help them place an order. Imagine how annoying that is. When
Yep.
people
Have a
these
great
days
day,
can
Ostara.
just simply go to
Everyone say-
Amazon and order
everyone wish
whatever it
Ostara a
is
great
that
day.
they want in less than 5 minutes without all this. Oh my God. In this case, my recommendation to Scentsy rep is to just get their own website, because what is the point in having the Scentsy website when the customer still has to reach out to you to place the order? And whatever it is that you pay to Scentsy for the website, use it to pay your own website. And you can set up your website so your clients will be able to just place an order themselves and not have to bother you at all. You are already driving traffic to the Scentsy website, so why not drive traffic to your own website? I thought that one of the perks of MLMs is that you are going to have quote unquote freedom, time freedom. So what is the difference?
Yeah, so you can buy stock, right, from but then again, you're not even really that's you're not going to even make any money though, because no one's going to want to purchase that. Because if the pricing is already, let's say, 1.5 to 2x the market price, you're not going to convince anyone to pay 2.5 times, because you want to recoup that you do want to recruit you do want to recoup that money that you're spending on stock, right? That overhead. So it's going to be astronomically hard to be able to do that if you go and you make your own website, and then you also have to pay that's just another expense, right, for your overhead. Because now you're paying for a website to run, and then now you're also having to go and buy stock, which is astronomically over market price. So the only thing you're really doing is you're losing money. That's it. That's it.
Between a regular 9 to 5 job and this business where the customer still needs to reach out to you to help them place an order? At least in the job, you are not going to have clients or people trying to reach you outside of your regular shift. Oh my God, Dan is hell.
Okay, follow me so far? Let me keep going. Okay, other things that are happening. So I mentioned the buy 5, get 1 free in Scentsy bars. That's going to continue again only on the workstation, not your pre-AWS. and not in the catalog. We're going to have a pick 6, save 10%. You know what products this applies to. This will be room sprays. It will be Scentsy bars. It will be scent packs. It will be Scentsy oils, and it'll be on scent pods. Okay, the twin packs. So on all of those products, as you buy increments of 6, you can get a 10% discount on those. No, you can't cross and choose one of these and 2 of those different product lines. It's got to be together. So it's 6 Scentsy bars, 6.
Why? Why not? Why not give the freedom for people to choose what they would like to have in that bundle? That doesn't make any sense.
Room sprays, 6 scent packs, or 6 oils, or 6 scent pods, and each increment of 6 will save 10%. Okay, there are 2 products that are.
I'll say this: people love personalization. They love something that they can customize for their own needs. People love that, and when you restrict them to a few different choices, they have no idea what to do. They have no idea what to do. So they become much more reluctant to pick something when something's already picked for them and they may not like it, versus picking something that they do like.
6. They are fragrance flowers. When you buy 3 of the fragrance flowers, you save 10%. And if you buy 2 Scent Circle 3-packs, you will save 10%. Okay, you're following me so far. The 4th area that I wanted to talk about, Laundry Love, Classic Clean, and Moisture Medley, will also continue on into the new catalog that starts the 1st of March. And you will also, from those product bundle and save names, will be able to save 10% as well. So as a customer enters in the items that qualify for Laundry Love, Classic Clean, or Moisture Medley, they will automatically get the 10% off. Okay, all right, let me keep going. Scentsy Systems and Perfect Scentsy Systems will be discontinued. The new simplified bundles options will be offered at 10%. The first one displays on the screen. It's a warmer and 6 bars. It does exclude licensing warmers and bars. It does apply to all Scentsy warmers and all Scentsy bars, just not the licensed products. What do I mean by all? Well, let me explain. Warmers, we have 2 categories within warmers. We have full-size warmers and we have mini warmers, which means you can have 1 full-size warmer and 6 bars and save 10%, or you can have 1 mini warmer and 6 bars and save 10%. It applies to both. It applies to all pricing categories within any of our warmers that we have to offer. Simplified and simple, not being required to memorize the price level, or if that priced specific warmer is available in a bundle and save. Very simple. Let me go to the next one.
Well, he still doesn't talk about licensed warmers. He didn't talk about that.
Plus 6 oils. We have 2 types of diffusers. We have a premium diffuser and we have a deluxe diffuser. You add 1 diffuser and 6 oils, you're going to save 10%. Okay, pretty straightforward, pretty easy to follow. The next category is why I went through the new naming convention of Scentsy Air, because we also have add a Scentsy Air product and 6 of our pod twin packs, and you'll save 10%. Yes, it applies to all 6 of our categories of Scentsy Air products. We're talking Scentsy Air Purifier, we're talking Scentsy Air Quad, Scentsy Air Go, Scentsy Air Mini, and Scentsy Air Solo. I think I named them all 6 categories. You buy 1 of them and 6 pods, sets of pods, you're going to save 10%. Simple and easy and straightforward. And I'm excited for these changes. They simplify it. The discounts are slightly different, yes, but we also made.
Oh, okay. I can't stand any more of his voice, bro. I really can't. You know, one of my pet peeves is when you over pronunciate a specific letter, right? Especially the T. I hate when people over pronunciate their T's, right? It's every single word. It's annoying. Anyways, I can't stand this guy. Has no understanding of business, none at all. And then let's see. Gladys goes into this woman here who has actually started an actual business in, I believe, beauty. I'm pretty sure, and hair and all that stuff. And she's actually done pretty well for the past 10 years. And that's because she left the MLM, right? It's funny how you start doing a lot better, right? your life becomes a lot simpler, a lot easier when you don't have an MLM around. Crazy. It's like a toxic relationship. But that is just the start of the downfall of Scentsy. Now we're going to get into the part 2. Gladys, these episodes are long, man.
Welcome everyone. In this video, we will be watching a live stream from the Scentsy owners. I will share my commentary and opinions about this desperate attempt to retain consultants. So if that interests you, please stay tuned. Thank you so much for supporting my previous Scentsy video where we talk about the Scentsy changes for 2025 and why this MLM is crumbling. If you haven't seen it, I will leave it at the end of this video if you want to check it out. In my previous Scentsy video, I had someone who brought this live to my attention. Shout out to this person, you know who you are. So I found this live on Facebook. This is for YouTube. This video was posted publicly and these people are public figures. Sharing this again at the beginning in case some Scentsy reps don't stay until the end of the video. I want all the Scentsy reps to know that your feelings are very valid and you have all the right to feel the way you want to feel with these changes. Don't let anybody gaslight you and make you believe that these changes are not as bad or positive in any way. If you don't see my whole video but want to continue having a business, I recommend you to at least watch Margaret's video at the end of my previous Scentsy video. You don't need Scentsy. For people who are not familiar with Scentsy, they are an MLM, aka multi-level marketing company, and their core products are its warmers and wax bars. According to the FTC, MLMs are businesses that involve selling products to family and friends and recruiting other people to do the same. The issue with MLMs is that according to statistics, the FTC and the same MLM's income disclosure statements, the majority of people involved in MLMs either lose money or end up in debt. They are also known as commercial cults because of the manipulation.
There was a let's see, the John let's see. Yeah, so there was a case a while ago by John Taylor, who is a whistleblower. And he talks about how in there we go, right here. Let's see, we need to zoom in. Right here. So loss rates are extraordinary, over 99% for all of the MLMs for which I have been able to obtain relevant data. This in itself would not be so bad, except that MLM is promoted as an income opportunity or even as a business opportunity, a misrepresentation in itself. Okay, so there we go. There's the number right there, 99%. Right? You are going to lose money. 99% of people lose money. Again, that's because of the model itself, right? Yeah, it's because of the model itself. So that came from John Taylor. John Taylor, who is a whistleblower. So if you guys want to check that out, I can actually, you know what? Tell you what, I will link that. I will link it in the in the chat here so that you guys, oh, I can't, never mind. Oh, dude, come on, bro. Really? Bruh. I'll tell you what, I'll just do this. Yeah, John M. Taylor. There we go. There we go. So that you guys can take a look at that case for yourself. It's crazy, some crazy stuff.
Manipulation tactics that MLMs use to convince people to join and to stay. This was a long video, so if you want to see it in full, I encourage you to check Julie Anderson's video since I will only be covering a few of the things in this video. You guys know that I have zero respect for MLM CEOs and MLM owners because they know exactly what they're doing. Now, let's go with the video.
So some of you may be looking for things that we won't be able to deliver. And some of you may find some things that you weren't expecting that you're going to really like. But we just want to spend some time with you, share about what has happened in January the good things that have happened in January, share some
What the fuck glasses is she using, bro? Bro, look at those. Those are binos. Those are binoculars, dude. She's looking into the motherboard. She's not looking at a screen. Like, she looks like a clown with those glasses, bro.
context about Scentsy.
It's crazy.
Many of you might be really meeting us for the first
That's what I
time.
was just thinking, is that there are probably a lot of you on this call that
Bruh.
don't really know Heidi and Orville. Orville and Heidi.
You are the owners of
I
an
know, I
MLM.
can't
That's
either.
all I need to know.
She looks like she she looks like the female version of Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys. Those are blinders for great grandma. No, dude, no. Those aren't it. No, those glasses were a lot more stylish, and I will actually say they look damn good. They look damn good. Wait, female version of Magoo? Female version of Magoo. This guy? Is that who you're talking about? Is that who you're talking about? If you're old, I am literally ancient. Okay. I looked at behind my knee earlier this morning and I saw water erosion. Okay. Okay. That's how old I am, bro. That's how old I am, man. I move like tectonic plates. That's you walked. Oh, damn. That is old, man. Yo, that is old. Everyone make sure you wish Kelsey a very lovely 67th million birthday. She made it through the asteroids, which is crazy. Actually, you know what, Kelsey, why don't you tell us what the asteroids were like? Tell us what it was like back in your day.
We hope that through a little bit through this call that you get to know us and our hearts.
And here's kind of an interesting thing about life that I've learned is it's really hard to please everybody, and trying is just a waste of time. So be yourself, but be the best version of yourself and improve every day, and you'll have enough people that love you.
Oh, wow. MLM owners telling people to be themselves. Isn't that hypocritical? You can't remember? You're just that old?
And those that don't,
What was the T-Rex like? I can't remember. No, it was big and hairy and no, I'm sorry. It had bristles and feathers and it was lizard. It was I don't know. I can't remember. Can you wipe my butt?
they have lots of people to love, and they can go find them if they have the capacity to love. Sometimes people just don't have the capacity to love.
Who are the people who don't have the capacity to love? Are they by any chance your customers or consultants who are voicing their opinions about the most recent Scentsy changes? Is it the anti-MLM movement or
Yo, that's funny, man. Like today, but with but with dinos instead of MLMs.
holding MLMs accountable?
That's crazy.
Who are those people? My opinion, this is a cold tactic that MLMs use to divide people into us versus them. If they don't support Scentsy, they don't have the capacity.
See, that's what I was telling you earlier, guys. Organize people into us versus them, right? Isolation and then assimilation. Okay? They think of it like that. Isolation, assimilation. They bring you they take you away from the outsiders, right? And they put you a part of the insiders. Okay?
capacity to love or are haters on the internet, even when all we are doing is giving MLMs valid criticism.
And
No, I hate these people. I'll be very honest. I hate these people because of who they are, right? Because of what they do.
all they can do is hate. So with them, you just bless and release.
Oh no. No. You do that when people expose you. That's what you do. Okay? That's what you do. That's exactly what you hate people when they expose you.
Bless and release. I love that.
Yeah. After doing your best, what more can you do?
Which I might just share a story with you right here, right now, and I'm gonna cry.
I'll cry, baby.
You know,
It's one of my favorite parts. She cannot hide her emotions.
it has to do with bless and release, and maybe I haven't done that fully. So, but before we left on our mission,
Oh, dude, crocodile tears, man. There's nothing I hate more than crocodile tears.
and a little bit too. This tells a little bit why haven't been on the calls a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, Gladys, man, what are you? Oh, guys, look, I saw the first video. I don't think I saw this one all the way through. I definitely didn't see that. That's fucking funny.
Because before we left on our mission, somebody sent an anonymous letter to our home addressed to me.
She's gonna need more eye drops. I don't know. I don't know if you guys saw, but I'm pretty sure she was wiping her eyes with $100 bills. And makeup. There's not enough makeup that's going to be able to save that face. I'm just saying, bro. Sniffing that onion juice. Oh man. I'm pretty sure though, look, yo, chat, she's given Erica Kirk like a run for her money right now, dude. She's putting it on. She's putting it on thick. Kind of like how she's doing her makeup here.
And
I mean, just look at that blush, man. She's putting on way too much blush. Way too much blush.
very hateful, very, very rude, and obviously anonymous because they weren't gutsy enough or brave enough to say it to my face.
I'll say it to your face. Go fuck yourself. I'm glad you're losing your business.
But
Oh, excuse me. I'm glad you lost your business.
how they didn't like my wahoos on the end of month live, and I don't know. I don't
They
even
were
remember.
rude about your mother.
Yeah, they even said stuff about my mother who was dead.
Well, I'm not gonna do anything because that's an asshole. That's no. I'm gonna call you out for the piece of shit that you are.
And how
Not a wrinkle because that makeup feel. It's like a whiteout, you know.
she was annoying, or
Wrinkles
I
be
don't even
gone!
remember what the words were. I just remember that receiving that letter. And
I mean, it looks more like plastic. Yeah, it looks more like filler. It looks like she got some filler. Yo, chat, doesn't it look like she got some filler?
So bless and release. I bless and release whoever wrote that letter, and I invite you to get off this call if you're on the call, and if you don't like my wahoos, I invite you to leave.
First,
Wow, dude, did you guys hear that, dude? Did you guys just hear that? Here, I'm gonna replay it for you.
Said stuff about my mother who was dead, and how she was annoying, or I don't even remember what the words were. I just remember that receiving that letter. And so bless and release. I bless and release whoever wrote that letter, and I invite you to get off this call if you're on the call, and if you don't like my wahoos, I invite you to leave.
That was anger. That was hateful. I mean, look at how she looked, right?
Remember that receiving that letter. And so bless and release. I bless and release whoever wrote that letter, and I invite you to get off this call if you're on the call, and if you don't like my wahoos, I invite you to leave.
Look at how she looks, bro. I mean, goddamn, dude, she looked that was hate right there. That was hate in her eyes, bro. That wasn't forgiving. That wasn't you know, it's sad. That was anger. That's what that was. That was anger disguised behind being sad. I don't know, bro. I don't know, and quite frankly, I don't want to know. Yo, Hugo, my man, Hugo, welcome in, dude. Welcome in, bro. What's up with you, dude? Bro, you haven't popped into a live in a hot minute. Everyone, welcome in, Hugo, my boy, my man. Bless and release. Bro, she was just releasing. There was no blessing, bro. She was releasing. You know, she was doing some Kenneth Copeland shit.
So bless and release. I bless and release.
Yeah, you see that, bro? That was some televangelist kind of stuff right there, bro. You just got home from work? Yo, let's go. Let's go, my boy. Everyone welcome in Hugo. Hugo, he's been on a couple of videos. He's been on some live streams, and he is also another victim of Amway. He was a part of the what is it? Worldwide Dream Builders, right? So in Amway you have what's called affiliates, and you have Worldwide Dream Builders, which is one, right? That's a line of affiliation in LOA. Then you have another one which is LTD, right? The Leadership Team Development. That is another line of affiliation. Yes, Worldwide Dream. That's right. Worldwide Dream Builders. That's what I remember. Yeah. So, I've talked with Hugo in a great length. I'm glad to have you back in the chat, bro. Missed you, man. Missed you, bro. So, but good to have you back now. And let's get back into it. But yeah, so that's some Kenneth Copeland stuff that she's doing right there, bro. You know how Kenneth Copeland's like, he's just like, Satan be gone. Just blowing at fucking people and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, dude. There was no loving there. That was just pure hatred and anger at someone making fun of her dead mother, which she doesn't even elaborate on. That's how you know someone is lying, when they said that they received a letter, but they refused to elaborate what was in that letter. They just remember getting the letter. That doesn't make any sense.
Whoever wrote that letter, and I invite you to get off this call if you're on the call. And
Yeah.
if you don't like
See? Get away from me. I'm going to shame you now in front of everyone.
my wahoos, I invite you to leave.
That's what it was like. Oh yeah, look at that face, guys. That's what it's over. That's what it's over. They don't like her wahoos. That's what it's over. That is what it's over, bro. That right there. Don't like the wahoos. That's what she's crying. Bro, if you're crying over wahoos, someone making fun of you over your wahoos, whatever that means, you've got a lot more problems than what you're even talking about here. It's all up here. We can see that because of all the fucking plastic you got in your face.
First of all, if that story is even true, it's not okay to talk about someone's mother or any family member
Exactly.
for that matter. Second, can we talk about her crying with no tears? I believe this is just a very pathetic attempt to cause sympathy with the people watching them, because they know that they have a lot of consultants and customers who are very upset with these recent changes. Third, if you want to continue on social media, lady, you should have a thicker skin, because there are so many people online that can be very cruel. And you're not the only person who suffers from that. Any person on social media has
Wahoo. I remember when I put out my story of going through Amway, someone had posted in the chat, right? In the comment section, they had posted as I was being vulnerable and literally crying, something that I try not to do. Uh, but they posted in the comment section, good, LOL, or good, haha, something like that. But they had delight in my suffering. And I mean, you don't see me crying crocodile tears over it. It happens. So if you can't take it, if you can't stand the heat, get the fuck out of the kitchen.
People sending them mean
Get over it,
messages.
lady.
In the end, she says that she blessed and released this person, but it's obvious that you haven't released it, because if that were the case, you would not be bringing that story up every chance you have. So people feel sorry for you.
So it is Scentsy. It is something that we started 20 years ago. We're very proud of it. And I can't even tell you how many lives have been blessed through Scentsy. And we receive letters.
And I think that's what keeps us going.
Yeah.
And it's what keeps the home office going. And we've got some really good things happening.
Yes. So let's talk about January.
So first, one of the things that is really difficult, particularly in a momentum business. Scentsy's a momentum business. Direct selling in general is a momentum business.
Momentum business. What does that mean? Of course, we all know what that means, but that doesn't make any sense. A momentum business. Okay. So are we talking like traffic kind of business where, you know, we get people's attention, kind of like content creating? Or is it like seasonal business where we're doing kind of, I don't know, different kinds of scents? Like what are you talking about momentum? Or are you talking about recruiting people?
And belief about the potential opportunities that you will have, or the future opportunities that you will have, dictate a lot of what your feelings about your business are, about the business in general, about the sales channel in general. And during difficult times, it's easy to say, there's a problem with the channel, there's a problem with my company, there's a problem with this course that I'm pursuing.
But there is a problem with the channel. MLMs are crumbling. If you want to continue in denial, that is your problem. And I'm not the one saying this. Other MLM CEOs are saying this. Maybe you want to pay attention to what they have to say?
The bottom line is this. Many consumers don't want to support multi-level marketing companies. The anti-MLM conversation on social media is rampant. We've seen all the anti-MLM, including Reddit thread, which more than 800,000 plus followers have joined in. Data is clear that the multi-level marketing business model is not a viable long-term option for pure romance. This is both in response to the disruption and the regulatory changes by the federal.
What did he mean by pure romance? What?
Trade Commission that have continued to happen in the multi-level marketing space and the expectations of today's customer.
Same time that we were witnessing other networks changing their models and thinking, like, surely there must be a way to work through this. I mean, I even made a video about our commitment to our partners.
Oh, Hugo, I meant to ask you, man, how's your day going, dude? How's your day going, man? How's work?
Find a way to invent our way through this. But the reality is the current model is broken and antiquated. The network marketing model just isn't working. But for the last several years, network marketing has faced growing headwinds from regulatory and social media attacks and ongoing cultural scrutiny. But we're facing significant legal and regulatory threats to the critical independent contractor relationship between the company and the field. And now there's
Pure romance is an MLM business. For them toys? For the toys? What? Oh, okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. All right, cool.
even the threat by the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, to completely ban making any income claims over a few $100s a year in network marketing. Even worse, some regulators and state attorneys general are starting to push for a ban of multi-level marketing altogether.
Good, man.
And, you know, Well, we admit that direct selling isn't for everybody.
Oh, Hugo, I don't know if you popped into to the live stream Thursday or Friday, but there's a bill that was put forth, the House Bill 162. Came from Representative Ross Levin from Delaware, and it's to pretty much restrict MLMs. So make sure you go and check that out, okay?
There is a very specific place that direct
Stop wiping your nose, bro. There's nothing in there.
selling occupies in entrepreneurship, in the business opportunity realm. And it is different, I think, than what a lot of people from the outside might think it to be, or people who get into a direct selling company and then get disillusioned might think it to be.
No, it's exactly what it is.
One of the fundamental parts of a direct selling company is the community that is created. That's one of the main reasons people will join and stay, is
A cult.
because yes, they're looking for extra income. Yes, they love the products and
They're
want
looking to
share them
lose
with their
income.
friends. But if
But they lose income.
they don't find a community that they love and feel loved in, then they don't stay. And so that community is critical.
Well, what happens when they leave, right? Who are you? Who is this person that I'm talking to? You must be an imposter, right? You must be a fraud. You must be a fake. You must be a loser. I thought you were a winner. I thought you wanted to win like we are. Right. Community of love and caring. Until you leave. Then their claws come out.
Important,
and you become
and
one of the
momentum,
outsiders, and they hate
from a
outsiders.
sales perspective, will help that community. And when momentum is against you,
Yo, chat, I got called a weirdo. Okay. Someone had shared something with me. I had stopped talking to them. They shared something. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think I may have reached out to them, and I said, dude, you're literally getting scammed. You are literally getting extorted. You're getting played. And they said they had reached out to me before about painting them a miniature or something like that. And of course I couldn't make any money off of it because it's not my model, so I can't do that. But they said don't contact me for anything else than that. All I was doing was trying to help them, and cult of manipulation, 100%, bro. But they had called me a weirdo, right? So the only reason I commented on it, and the only reason I had commented on the page was because it popped up in my feed somehow. So I commented on it, and bro called me weird. I mean, guilty as charged. I am weird. but at least I try to help people. So at least I'm not in a cult. So there you go.
or when the winds are blowing against you, then it's really hard for that community to hold together because people start to point fingers and attack one another.
If people want community, there are so many other groups that people can join where the community is sincere and it's not just transactional, and only when they can get something from you. Because as we know, as soon as you leave your MLM, the community is gone. And the reason is that they can no longer benefit from you. So in the majority of the cases, they want nothing to do with you. So what type of community does that? You only see that in MLMs.
Okay, so let's move on with the
So,
good news.
well,
You ready?
yeah.
January
cults.
is there's a lot of
It's showing
seeds
momentum.
of momentum,
Yes,
right? There's
yes.
some changes that are happening.
Okay. At leadership too. Maybe we're going to talk about it or record a video, the message that we gave everyone at leadership, because it's actually something that we used on the mission with the missionaries, and the mission took off. The momentum built, and the mission is on fire right now. And
Missionaries are happy, and the
Yeah,
work
they
is
are.
productive.
Why is
And-
he blinking so much?
Yeah, so it's based really on principles that were introduced to us through the book The Boys in the Boat. Now, if you've seen the movie,
you got to read the book.
yeah,
The book
yeah.
is better.
The book is where the philosophy
Yeah.
is laid out.
They actually don't, in the movie, they actually don't even really expound on what we talked about. They say the word swing one time.
And swing is this thing that happens in rowing when the boat feels like it is taking off, it's carrying itself, where work or the effort and the fatigue kind of gives way to exaltation because all rowers in the boat.
Yeah, Chad. Imagine imagine things happening in a book club, which is, bro. All right, guys, look, check this out. Check this out. All right, there are two places to be very cautious about. That is shopping centers, right? Grocery shopping centers, excuse me, grocery shopping centers, Walmart in particular, and bookstores. Oh my God, please, for the love, please watch out for bookstores. All right, for whatever reason, they love to prospect at those places.
Are in such perfect
In
unison
sync. Yes.
that the boat takes off. So we talked a little bit about that at leadership, about how we can keep our mind in the boat, focused on what we're doing, and being in a championship boat requires championship effort. But the rewards of being in a championship boat are phenomenal because you have that community that you need so much, and your life goes in directions that brings you and those around you more and more joy. And if you're not in sync with others, it's really hard to get ahead, right? You're always fighting against somebody at some time for some reason. So eliminating that negativity, finding your people, getting in rhythm is what creates momentum. And we'll expound on that, put out a video talking about what we talked about at leadership. We'll get that done.
Okay, all right. Memorizing script, learning how to be persistent, to the point of annoyance, being downright creepy. There you go. Oh, and make every single interaction and relationship transactional.
Done this month.
This is a problem that we often see with MLMs, the toxic positivity. And they want you not to be negative or be with negative people. The issue with toxic positivity is that when there are red flags, you are not going to be able to spot them because you're living in a world of toxic positivity. There's nothing wrong with having quote unquote negative emotion. That's part of life. I recently shared the following on my Instagram regarding toxic positivity from a mental health expert.
Psychology tip of the day from a licensed therapist. If you have grown up making the best of things, seeing the best in things, it may push you towards like a delusional amount of like optimism and seeing the world with rose-colored glasses. This is literally my experience. And that means that we're not seeing clearly. That means that we're focusing on the good at the expense of being blind to the bad. We can't do that.
Right.
And if you did that as a child, it may have helped you. It may have literally been like a survival mechanism. But as an adult, it's a liability because then you can't see the evil coming. You have to open your eyes completely and see the good and the bad, and then really make a judgment. Are they good for me? Do I want this in my life? Does this represent me? Or do I want to be healthy and happy? Are they good or are they bad? Or are they a little bit of both? Like, you really need to see that. You need to open your eyes.
Yes, we invite you
Well
all
said.
to
Well
be
said.
a part of that boat that is gonna row for gold. We invite you. So any who want to.
Anything that is worth it in life is going to have a balance of both good and bad. Okay, that's why everyone who we're talking about life actually right now. Everything is going to have both an up and a down, right? Good and a bad, high and a low, right? That's why I always tell people, look, there are points in your life when you can be happy, but happiness is a fleeting feeling. So is sadness, so is anger, right? One thing we shouldn't want to be doing is looking for happiness. We should be looking to be content, because being content, being fulfilled is something that is going to be the closest to happiness that we can be, right? Because though that is one of the emotions that is a fleeting feeling. So, uh, oh, really? They call it gratitude Googles. What is that? What does that even mean? Gratitude is it just gratitude or gratitude Googles? I don't know what that means. I don't think any of us really knows what that means. It doesn't make any sense. Gratitude Googles. Ugh. But you always have to take into consideration both good and bad. Just as the therapist said earlier, if you look at only one aspect of things, you're going to get blindsided by others. And that can potentially bring life-threatening consequences for that. So, and unfortunately, sometimes it's the direct opposite of that too, where you've hardly have anything, or where you've hardly had anything good happen. Like I didn't have a hog. Oh, gratitude goggles. Oh, okay, got it. Got it. Gotcha. Like swimming. Yeah. Um I didn't have the best upbringing. I didn't. I did not. I've been through domestic violence. I've been around drugs, around alcohol as growing up as a kid. Um and I sometimes you look at the world through a negative lens, right? And to include yourself. And one thing I want you guys to take away from my own experience is to not just look at the bad, but also find ways to look at the good, and not just around you, but within yourself as well. Okay. A lot of times when we grow up the way that we did with in broken homes, we have a tendency to blame ourselves for it. And you know, because of that, we tend to look at every single negative thing about ourselves, and we embody that. And so we surround ourselves with negative people, and all of that negative energy is going to drain us down. It's going to cause health problems. It's going to cause a plethora of other problems as well. So whether you look at life through a through rose tinted glasses, or you look at life through um a dark place, you have to either look at the good, force yourself to look at good, or force yourself to look at the bad, right? That way you can go through life and make a balanced decision, one that's going to be beneficial for you and for your family. All right. So, little life lesson of the day, or other stream, excuse me.
Come along.
So we've talked about Scentsy's history a little bit, and Scentsy had a pretty, from the outside, like a crazy start. Like it seemed for people that weren't around those first few years that we launched and it was all sales and rainbows.
But it wasn't.
we grew very quickly.
We did.
Even though,
But it wasn't easy.
yeah, we were tripping all over
easy at all.
ourselves in doing so. There was one time I remember in 2005, we had just published our catalog, and we found out that all of the warmers that we had just published into the catalog wouldn't be available until January.
And not just like a few of them. We're saying every single warmer was not going to be available.
So consultants would go to a home party, they'd show the warmers, and they would say, they won't be available till January. Now this was in like October.
Yeah.
And what we ended up doing is we had a gift certificate. So consultants were essentially selling a gift certificate. But during that period of time, Scentsy grew like 4 or 5x in that catalog run. That means on average, every consultant added 5 people to her team, on average. That wasn't because the execution from the home office was
Wow, so they they were so they were basically the Federal Reserve at that point. Hey, you're giving us gold, tangible assets. Here's a paper dollar that says you're in debt on it. Here you go. I'll pay you back someday. Awesome.
spectacular.
No.
I mean, that was horrible execution.
I'm sure some of you here remember that year.
But that growth was because people believed that the future was going to be bright for them. That Scentsy had what it took to deliver exponential change in their life. And those that couldn't handle that disruption left. And those that could are the ones that a lot of new consultants say, well, they had it easy. Because now they are superstar directors with large teams.
In my opinion, this is so manipulative because they're sharing the story to show how the Scentsy consultants in 2005 believed that the future was going to be bright for them. And because they believe they were rewarded with 4 to 5x growth and are now superstar directors with large teams. So the consultants who hear this can say, well, I'm going to stay through these changes and also believe that I will be rewarded in the future. So fucking manipulative. These clowns should be ashamed of themselves. We saw the same narrative in the Young Living video for changes for 2025 when Mary Young, the owner of Young Living, also talked about how reps in the past stayed and stuck with the company and were rewarded. I believe it's the same manipulative narrative from MLM owners to convince their reps.
Yeah, it's never hey, look, here's some business insider information here, you know. It's never I'm going to give you some business advice so that they can really help your business here, right? It's always, hey, just believe that you're going to make it. Just believe that you're eventually going to become a millionaire, that you could retire at an early age. Just believe and it'll eventually happen. Oh, you didn't get that yacht that you've wanted this year. Oh, you sacrificed your rent and now you're getting kicked out of your apartment. Oh, well, at least you showed up for the conference this month. You're not going to be able to show up next month. Well, you must be an imposter. Who are you? Dude, these people, man. Dude, these people are so screwed in the head, man. Oh my
to
God.
stay with them for a longer time and not quit. Cult behavior is predictable.
Yo, Universal, what's up, man? Everyone, welcome in Universal. Hope you're having a great day.
In 2013, Gary and I changed to our current compensation plan. We were on a path that was unsustainable, and without the change, Young Living would have imploded. With this change, we knew that many of our top-ranking leaders were going to see a temporary dip in their commission earnings. So Gary decided to allocate a small percentage of total commissionable sales to the Diamonds as the Diamond Leadership Bonus to help them through the transition more smoothly. With the change, our business...
So cater to the leadership at the top who's helping you to manipulate those at the bottom to stay in the pyramid. Right.
This began to grow with more excitement than ever before, and within a year, most of the leaders saw their...
I didn't say, I don't know if I didn't say this, or if I did, make sure you guys are welcoming in Universal.
Commission earnings surpassed
Say hello to one another.
anything they had received before the change.
In my opinion, she's painting a previous scenario where they made changes to the comp plan, and within a year, according to her, the earnings surpassed anything they had received before the change. So that reps who are listening to this think that the same thing is going to happen this time. That is how I interpret what she is saying. And in my opinion, what she is implying here, I feel it very manipulative. If that story is even true, that doesn't mean that the same...
What exactly? Oh man, I wish you came in earlier, Universal. We were describing what an MLM was earlier. An MLM is multi-level marketing. If you don't know what multi-level marketing is, think of this. So someone starts a company, right? And the only way that they can make that, the only way they can really make money is to recruit 2 people, right? So they recruit 2 people, and those 2 people recruit 2 more people, right? So now you have money that's being invested into the company, but it's going straight up to the top. And because the company can't make any money itself, whether because the product is garbage or that wasn't really the method anyways, then now you have a pyramid. You have that's why they call it a pyramid scheme, because it's a business model that relies on recruiting people. That's what an MLM is.
Is going to
In the the most basic of explanations, that's what a pyramid is.
happen this time because first of all, in 2000,
Well, I should also say this because typically in most, if not all MLMs, there is a fee, right? A monthly fee, a membership to be paid, right? And then there's also some kind of contribution that you are giving to the company, right? So, yes, exactly. Well, I mean, it's a scam. Yes, that's exactly what it is. That it's an investment scam, but it's much more than just that, because what they do is they bring you into a cult, right? They convince you to follow into a cult because it's not one of finances necessarily. Yes, finances are involved, but it's more psychological manipulation, right? Where you're love bombing, gaslighting, right? And you are convincing people, or excuse me, manipulating people into joining a group of people, right, under false pretenses of becoming financially free.
13, there were barely any anti-MLM content creators on social media. The MLM awareness was not there, or at least not as it is right now. So it is very of Mary to believe that by changing.
Well, unfortunately, the MLM awareness is still not nearly as or it's not as widespread as I or Gladys here or Megan or other victims would like it to be. Though over 20 million Americans have been affected by MLMs. That's a pretty small portion of the population entirely, but it is a pretty large number of people. And that awareness is kind of reflected in that too. Not a whole lot of people know what MLMs are. However, they know what pyramid schemes are. They know what Ponzi schemes are, although they can't exactly really define it. They do know what pyramid schemes are, for the most part, anyways. But because MLMs are the way that they are, because they are pyramid schemes, they have rebranded themselves to convince people that they're not a pyramid scheme. Right. So, and isn't it odd how when you go to one of these meetings, one of these MLM meetings, they tell you outright, "Hey, we're not a pyramid scheme." if someone tells you, "Hey, I'm not a murderer," but then has blood on their shirt, you're like, I don't know about that one, Chief. You know. So, keep your eyes open and keep your ears open. All right.
The comp plan, everything is going to be okay. This is my opinion. The only reason why Young Living hasn't collapsed is because of their size. If this was a smaller MLM, we would have already seen them close their doors. But according to the same Mary, they have been operating at a loss for some time now. So it's just a matter of time before they either go affiliate or close their doors. And you know what? I'm here for it. My thoughts are the same as in the Young Living video. Back in 2005 was a very different time. The anti-MLM movement was not a thing and consumer awareness was not there. Just take a look at the following chart. This is a pro pro MLM website and look at the numbers, negative 24% in revenue difference. But these clowns want to continue gaslighting their consultants with future faking. And for the people who don't know what future faking is a tactic whereby people lure you into thinking they are planning a wonderful future with you. Their vision of the future may make you feel optimistic about and bonded with them, but in the end, there may only be a whole lot of faking going on, as they may not be dedicated to or even believe in this future themselves. Their main or perhaps only objective is to use the promises of the future to get you to do something for them in the present. In this case, to continue staying in Scentsy. Just like the same future faking with Mary, to continue staying with Young Living.
And that wasn't the only time. We had another year, I think, where we launched. Is that the one you're talking about? Where we launched a new software and nothing worked?
2009.
Yeah. So we had another year. Yeah.
So we were growing really fast, and what was interesting is we do the math on the at the end of
because
all
you
the
were
sales
getting
data.
people to join.
And on a big day, which was, a few 100,000 in sales, at the end of the month, it would take us 24 hours, more than 24 hours, to get the data from our accounting software, from our point of sale software into the accounting software. And as we were looking at our growth, we realized that within 3 or 4 months, every day was going to be bigger than that. So it would take more than 24 hours to get 24 hours worth of data into our accounting software, and we knew that that was going to break. So we had to launch a new software, and we had to do it quick. And sometimes when you do it quick, you don't do it right. And boy, did we not do it right. So we launched the software, and sales went into like oblivion. They just were gone. We had no idea what people were ordering. We had money going into our account. We had no idea where it was coming from, where it was going.
Items got double shipped, triple shipped.
Consultants call up, hey, I got this order for the
Crazy,
third
crazy.
time. What do you want me to do with the product? At that time, we were growing so fast. Product was flowing in.
Why do
and we
they?
spent-
Why do they keep saying, "Oh man, we were growing so quickly. We're growing so quickly." But they keep talking about the problems too. Isn't that a little weird to you guys?
And we weren't a big company at that time. 2009. Let's see,
You remember about that far?
about 165 million in sales, about a third of the size we are now. And I remember spending in that catalog season, I think $7 or $8 million in air freight shipments and double shipments and paying overtime. And but during that period of time, we grew 400 or 500%.
Well, and wasn't that the year that we paid out like $7 million?
Yeah.
I mean, no profit whatsoever.
So we spent all of our profit taking care of consultants. They'd call up and say, my order's not here. What was in it?
Yeah.
We just trusted it and we sent it out.
We also had another year where we had just hired on Mark Stastny.
Yeah, it was his first day at work.
It was his first day at work, and we got a notice that all of a certain kind of warmer that we carried at the time.
Yeah, every warmer that we had sold in our first 2.5 years.
Yes, were going to be recalled. Every single one.
So, hey, Mark, welcome to your job. Let's figure out this crisis.
How do we work through this? Yeah.
And we worked through it. Now, the reason we talk about these things is
growing is hard. Yes.
A lot of people think that a company is doing well when there aren't hiccups, when there aren't problems.
He is correct. All companies go through hiccups and problems. That's, part of it. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about a common pattern where MLMs are crumbling. MLMs are closing their doors. MLMs are changing to an affiliate or omnichannel model. MLM CEOs from other companies saying that, and I quote, the current model is broken. The network marketing model just isn't working. The multi-level marketing business model is not a viable long-term option, end quote. If that was not enough, we got the same Scentsy revenue and
Well, it was designed to extract resources from people over time before it eventually crumbled. That's in itself is a scam, right? So you have people invest into this company that you're supposed to be building under the pretenses of financial freedom, making them believe in something when in actuality it's a lie. So they buy into it. You extract from them for a certain amount of time. They wake up, they leave, right? And rinse and repeat, and eventually you're left with nothing. But unfortunately, that's legal today. It's legal. It's legal robbery. That's crazy, dude. Anyways, let's head over to part 3 now, because it's just them going on and on and on about their growth and everything like that. But I want to see what's actually going on here.
Paparazzi has always been a company that has said their joy was lead and nickel.
Oh, that's paparazzi. What? Why do I? Oh, of course that's paparazzi. Where's Scentsy? Oh, okay, there we go.
Somebody on here said, "Oh, Scentsy just a pyramid scheme." Like, first of all, that is the dumbest thing. Well, it's pretty dumb, and it's pretty ignorant. When 80% of the products sold are sold to people who are not affiliated with the company, how can that be a pyramid?
My efforts and my work were only 6% of my paycheck, which means 94% of the bulk of my check came from sponsoring and my team and my group. Next.
Yeah. So, Universal, I don't know if you're still here, but they said it right there. That's towards the. Is it towards the end of the video? There we go. They were talking about the 80%, right? Before we fast forward to this. They were talking about the 80% sales being outside. Well, that's how they get away with being a legitimate business, according to the FTC. But again, how they're getting around this is they're having their distributors make up shit, right? Make up names, and they're also having people just write stuff down. Let me see. Where was that talked about? We might find it here in just a minute. But let's have these group of women talk about their experiences real quick.
Only got paid on what we personally sold on our PRV, you guys. We're gonna
Let's rewind it a
their
bit.
faces. This needs to be exposed because, as far as I know, and according to my source, one of them is still currently working in Scentsy. I could be wrong. I'll be putting the numbers they're sharing on the screen because I think it's very important to show this.
We are going to tell you last month if we only got paid on what we personally sold on our PRV, you guys. We're going to tell you what our paychecks would have been. And then we're also going to give you the percentage of what our paycheck is because of sponsoring, right? So last month, I personally sold $2,691.10. Hard work right there. My paycheck would have been $807.33. Not too shabby still, I think. I think that's still pretty dang good, actually. However, my efforts and my work were only 6% of my paycheck, which means 94% of the bulk of my check came from sponsoring and my team and my group. Next.
Look, she's excited about that. She's excited about that. 94% of her check. Guys, of her check came from recruitment. Recruiting people. That shows you what the business model is. It gets worse.
Well, these are the people that you should be concerned about. The top reps who are allegedly exposing your numbers, not us in the anti-MLM movement. But that's not all. She has more numbers to share.
Go ahead, Kelly, tell her. No, you go ahead. Divide your paycheck or what your PRV earnings were by your entire paycheck.
I'm sorry, say it again.
So you divide your PRV by what your actual paycheck was. So like your PRV number that you got, just tell them what you got. It's fine. Well, yeah, you're good. Just tell them what you would have been paid.
Okay, so I sold $2,363 last month. From that, my paycheck would have been $749.61.
Which is still a great check.
And we did calculate, I calculated 30% because you do get that extra bonus. So that's why mine was $807. Same with Jody, 30%.
I'll go. Last month, I sold $3,696.41. 30% if my paycheck would have been $1,108, which is fantastic. It was 20%
Last month?
of my check.
It was what?
20% of my check.
So if it was 20% of her check, that means that 80% is coming from recruitment and her team.
Last month, I sold 2,217. My check would have been $665. And that was 5% of my check.
If that was 5% of her check, then 95% is coming from her team and recruitment.
We can't hear you, Jill.
Jill McCarthy, her check was so good, it is just silent. It is.
It was so good it broke her microphone.
Thank goodness she sold some stuff to buy a new microphone.
She is going to need to check.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can. Beautiful.
But I can't hear you. What is happening?
We can hear you. We hear you. We can hear.
Oh no. Oh no, Jilly Sue. Well, technical difficulty.
Jen, why don't you go? You're going to share what you were paid, what your commission or what your PRV was last month, and what your commission on that would have been.
Why is her face
Okay,
so shiny?
Hi, everybody. So my commission would have been $821 if I was just paid on what I sold. And that ended up being 1.8% of my entire paycheck, which is pretty crazy.
1.8% of her entire paycheck. That means that 98.2%, I repeat, 98.2% is coming from the team and recruiting.
So I'm going to go last because I had the least PRV out of the entire group, and I had a whopping 1,010 PRV. That's a lie. That's this month already. Let's rewind. I had last month 1,064 PRV. So I did not get the monthly sales award last month. And I would have made $266.
Oh, but by the way, guys, when they're talking about PRV, they're not talking about money that they're selling to people, right? Or actually, they're not talking about the money that they're making by selling to people. What they're talking about is money that is being made from the sales themselves. I know it sounds confusing, but just as we were talking about earlier about them getting around the 70%, right? 60 or 70 or 80%. These are people who are buying the products themselves, right? And then just putting information down to get to that 70 or 80%. Okay. So these are people that are buying shit themselves.
Off of my personal.
So they're not making money.
And I'm hesitant to share this number, but I'm going to share it anyways. So I would.
No. So multi-level marketing itself is a pyramid scheme. There are different types of multi-level marketing models. It's all the same model. However, there are different companies out there that use the multi-level marketing model itself, right? So you have Scentsy, you've got Amway, you've got Herbalife, you have Body, you've got all kinds of other stuff. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, multi-level marketing is a pyramid scheme. It is absolutely.
Was only paid 0.04%, somewhere around there, of our was
personal sales, which means that she wasn't buying very much of the product, right? For her check, but she was recruiting people, right? What's D&D? You talking about Dungeons and Dragons? It's very off topic. Yes. I don't play Dungeons and Dragons, so I'm not really interested in that kind of board game. But yeah, let's get back to it.
from our personal PRV for our end of the month commission check.
So I understand why she didn't want to share it, because that number is disgusting. If it was just 0.04% coming from her customers, real clients, that means that the 99.96% is coming from her team. Disgusting.
And so the reason that we wanted to share this with you is it's not to brag, it's not to, deflate the number to which we got paid, because that's a great, for a lot of consultants where you are in your business, that is like such an awesome number. Lots of you, many of your team members, they would have loved to get a $666 commission check or a $1,000 commission check or a $2,000 commission check right off their personal sales. That would have been a huge, awesome goal. But we're here to talk.
Yeah, but how many dollars, how much money would you invest to get there to that point anyways? Right? How much money would you have to put into the quote unquote business for you to reach that check anyways? So you're spending what, thousands of dollars just to get to that point, and you're only getting what, 600 back?
You guys tonight about what's possible, because we want you to dream bigger and have a slightly different understanding of how to make that happen. Do we want to answer the other question, or are we going to go just dive in? Jill, are you fixed? Jill, can you hear us?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Do you want to share yours?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I sold 2,933. My paycheck would have been $882, and that was 9% of my total paycheck.
If that was 9% of her total paycheck, that means that
Sassy, what's up, Sassy? Welcome in. Everyone, welcome in, Sassy. How you doing?
Well, Arvo. I want to see that same energy now with these superstar directors.
Of course, there are Ponzi schemes in direct selling, but there are Ponzi schemes in Wall Street. There are Ponzi schemes in every aspect of life. The idea that you can get...
But you're not running a Ponzi scheme. You're running a pyramid scheme, bro.
Something for nothing if you can get other people...
Okay, I guess you just woke up. Why is it not good? Why is it okay, I guess? What's going on?
That is lasted for hundreds of years, and it's going to continue to last as long as people are greedy and dishonest. But if you sell a product that would sell for the same amount inside or outside of a sales distribution network, it's not a pyramid scheme.
That's simply not true, Orwell. The letter that the FTC sent to the DSA laid out the definition of a pyramid scheme, and nowhere did it mention anything about that. So stop it with the stop it with the lies. Nowhere did it mention anything about same price, different price, none of that. In my opinion, this kind of twisted.
Gladys, man. If you guys don't know Gladys, she's funny.
Explanation is just a tactic to confuse the consultants. And honestly, the more he tries to over-explain, the more guilty he appears, in my opinion. Because people with nothing to hide don't feel the need to justify
I've had many of those days.
This much.
If you're selling most of your product to people who aren't part of your sales force, it's not a pyramid scheme.
But here's the thing, Orville. You said, and I quote, if you're selling most of your products to people who are not part of your sales force, it is not a pyramid scheme. Now, let's look at the numbers that your own superstar directors are sharing. One reported that 94% of her paycheck came from her team. Another 80% from her team. The next 95% from her team. Another 98.2% from her team. Then another 99.96% from her team. And finally, 91% from her team. So by your own definition, Orwell, and I'll quote you one more time, if you're selling most of your products to people who are not part of your sales force, it is not a pyramid scheme.
Yo, you used to sell Scentsy? Really? You did? I want to let you know, should you want to tell your story publicly, you're more than welcome to tell it to us on either a video or a live stream. I let everyone know that. Some of us, people who have been through MLMs, people who have had experience with MLMs, and you are more than welcome to tell your story on the channel. I will absolutely give the platform to you so that you can tell your story. The more attention that we have on this, the more things can change. Hopefully, right? This is another reason why I am here doing the things that I do, because I was a victim of Amway. I was selling Amway stuff. And then I realized that it was a scam. And so through all of this, I've been finding others who have been harmed in the same way. And so now I want to be a voice for all of these people, right? My boy Hugo, who's also in the chat, or I don't know if he's left the chat, but he was in the chat. He's been on some videos and stuff like that, and there are others, of course. There are others. So yeah, I don't know about that, but I was a glutton because I did it for 3 different Wow. What made you think that it was going to work after the second one? Right. I have that question to many people who try multiple MLMs, right? Like when I found out what Amway was and what multi-level marketing companies were, I mean, you're not getting you are not convincing me that another company is going to work. We're using the same business model, right? I should say scam model, but you know, because that's what it is. It's not business, right? Business means there's a benefit for both parties involved. That's what business is. So, but should you ever change your mind, Sassy, the channel is always here. The channel is always here. But so thank you for telling us that you were in that you were involved with that. Just know you're never alone. Okay, you're never alone. And that when you come out of these MLMs, it can be rough, which I'm sure that you have already been out of. But there have been a lot of us who have been through that. So don't ever feel like you're alone. All right.
Here's the evidence, the information, the receipts. What you do with it, it's up to you. And sure, I can already hear some people saying, but this video is from 5 years ago. First of all, it does.
Desperation, I guess, is. I can see that. I can, you're the second person who has said that to me. You're the second person, and I think that is a lot that's how a lot of people get involved with MLMs. People who are desperate for something, desperate for community, desperate for a sense of belonging, desperate for getting out of their financial situation. But yeah, you have to recognize MLMs. You have to, right? You have to recognize them for what they really are. They're pyramid schemes or scams, right? It doesn't matter how loving and friendly that reps tend to be, because that's all that they're doing. They're just making transactional friendships. That's all that they're doing. That's all that they're doing. And as soon as you leave, they will leave you too.
Doesn't matter how long it was.
Friends doing it and making money. Yeah, making money. That's right. No, you're losing money. 99%. That's 99% of people who are involved in Amway, or Amway. Well, yes, Amway, but MLMs lose money. And that's just the truth.
The patterns are still relevant and the concerns are still valid. Second, who's to say these top consultants' paycheck don't look exactly the same today when it comes to the percentage coming from their teams? How can we know? If Arbol wants to prove otherwise, he can show us the current numbers. And I'm not just talking about any numbers. I mean real data. We're talking about actual customers purchasing the product with no ties to the MLM whatsoever. Customers who are not consultants, who don't live in the same address as any consultant, and whose credit card information doesn't match any consultant on record or any of their downline. So let's compare the number, the real customer base, with the income coming in within the consultant's network. And let's see the difference. I'm open to being corrected, but until that happens, until he shows us the numbers, I have every right to form my own opinion.
The fact that somebody makes money off of somebody else, if you think that's a pyramid scheme, then you're an idiot.
Oh, we're an idiot. We're an idiot, right, bud? Okay, I'll get back to you here in a second. Oh yeah, because once I left, I had one customer who was an actual friend out of all the people I met and loved me. Man, right? Yeah, it happens. It really does. I did stuff, the envelope thing, way back when. Same reason, friends made money, and I was easy enough being I was raised by my child. Right. I got you. You were being raised by your child. What? Oh, raised. Oh, I was raising much. Okay. Okay. I don't, guys, I don't know why I read, Kelsey, I don't know why I read that comment so wrong. I can read just fine when I'm reading off of a screen, but for whatever reason, when I'm reading chat, it's just like I become so illiterate, right? I go caveman for whatever reason, like I'm reading fucking hieroglyphics, and I don't know, I don't know. You can get it's it's easy. It's easy because you become vulnerable, right? You're not exactly thinking clearly. You're thinking about trying to get out of your situation and trying things to get out of your situation, right? So you become what you become a victim, right? Really easy from that. So
Here we go again, Orval, dragging your own consultants through the mud. At this point, it's almost like you want your company to crumble. Because let's be real, this is not how a CEO with a solid plan and thinking 6 business chess moves ahead behaves. This is the behavior of a CEO backed into a corner, one whose only card left to play is petty insults.
exactly, 100%. Whichever is easiest for you to say. Okay, gotcha.
If you're so damn confident that Scentsy isn't a pyramid scheme, then proving it should be the easiest thing in the world. Just show the numbers. No anecdotal evidence or cherry-picked testimonials from your top consultants. I mean real data. We want to see income from actual customers, people who aren't consultants. Don't share a last name or mailing address with consultants, and whose credit card information doesn't match anyone in their downline. That's the only way to prove there's true retail demand outside the recruitment machine. You could have shut this conversation down yesterday by saying, here's the proof, here's where the money comes from, done deal. But instead, you're out here throwing a fit, and honestly, this meltdown feels less like CEO energy and more like a toddler throwing a tantrum at Target because mommy doesn't want to buy him a toy. So yeah, until you show us the books, people are absolutely going to ask questions and speculate. And guess what? They're allowed to, because the only transparency you've shown lately is your desperation.
Because
damn,
understand why and articulate it, but I think that's it because I experienced that this week.
Don't worry, Orval. I've actually got a great video. We're 2 licensed mental health professionals.
That's funny. Yo, Gladys pops off, man. Let's see. Well, the last one, I lost my job during COVID, so it was a way to make money when I couldn't get other work. But man, the product I had left from 2 of them. That bad, huh? Eeny, meeny, money mo. Yeah, it's that's the whole thing, though. Their products, and it doesn't for whatever I guess maybe because they're trying to buy as cheaply as they can, but they buy cheap and they sell astronomically high. I'm talking double market price. Because just as we were looking earlier on Amazon, their price is twice as much higher, or twice as high as the other markets, or excuse me, the market price. So
professionals are able to articulate it and break down exactly what happens at large group awareness trainings, MLM conventions, and explain the psychological manipulation behind. And why reps leave those events so hyped up? I'll leave the link in the description below in case someone wants to check it out. Highly, highly recommend.
I love that too. We do kind of have that full view, and
there's something.
We know the things that others are doing and being successful, and
other Scentsy consultants who are feeling stuck because yes, you can do it too. You don't need Scentsy. Scentsy needs you.
So welcome to my channel. It's Melanie here from Bright House Scents. And I have been thinking a lot about wax and all the good things that I love about scent. And I've decided that
I think that's Julie.
I'm going to start my own wax business.
It is, yeah.
I decided. I've thought about this for so many years, and I've just never like pulled the trigger because wax has been easy enough to like
spicy with you, okay? So if you said, I don't know enough people, okay? I
Here we
don't
go.
know enough people. What you really meant was, you're too scared to talk to people.
Oh wait, no, that's
Okay.
something different.
There are too many consultants here. What you're really saying is, I'm too lazy to talk to the people. I'm too lazy to talk to the people.
Damn, crazy, bro. That's how they talk to their people, man. There was it might be another video then. Might be another video, but yeah, so clearly we can see the signs that Scentsy is cracking, which is great. So don't hate me, but Scentsy warns Scentsy Warms and Wax was awesome compared to others. They didn't want sellers to keep stock on hand. I don't believe that. I don't believe that because every single MLM will tell their distributors to buy nothing but their own products. That's typically all MLMs. So I don't necessarily believe that one. And I mean, it could be that the warms and the waxes were pretty, or the warmers were pretty good. Could be. But seeing a lot of other people's experiences, I don't think I don't think that there aren't other products out there that are just as good, if not better. I'm here, just had to drive to Gal. Oh, okay. No, you're fine, Hugo. Just make sure you're being careful, okay? Make sure while you're lurking there, don't do anything rash. All right? Just make sure you're being safe. All right. Last part here, guys.
Scentsy consultants are employees. Scentsy has been able to mine free marketing and sales support from their consultants. The cost of sales and marketing that Scentsy has thus far offloaded on its consultants is massive. And in return, plaintiffs were paid virtually nothing. Due to their alienation from traditional workplaces, those targeted by Scentsy tend to be less familiar with their labor protections and with employment law generally.
The parties hereby waive their respective rights to trial by jury.
Welcome everyone. In today's video, we're diving into the class action lawsuit filed against Scentsy and breaking down the key allegations. If you're still selling for them, you might want to pay attention because
you were blocked by purchasing above a certain number of products to sell. Oh, that's interesting. You had to show proof you were selling at some kind of market for them to remove the block. Oh. Wait. When was this? Was this towards the end of Scentsy? Because if this was towards the end of Scentsy, it might be more of an affiliate thing.
this kind of lawsuit has happened before and the outcome didn't go well for the other MLMs involved. So if that interests you, please stay tuned. I'm sharing this at the very beginning for those who might not watch the entire video. If you want to join the class action lawsuit against Scentsy or any of the other lawsuits this law firm is pursuing against other MLMs, I'll leave the link.
I believe Clarkson Yeah, Clarkson Law Firm, which I've heard good things and I've heard bad things. Namely because I've got a buddy of mine, TJ, over on Instagram, TJ Musumi. He is not having a really good time. I believe with a couple of people. And he's tried to reach out to Clarkson, and Clarkson was being less than helpful. So, yeah. Hold on, let me think. Because they were the first one, could be 8-ish years ago. Oh, I gotcha.
Link in the description below so you can fill out the form. Right now, I know they are specially looking for former reps from doTERRA and Amway. I'll also pin in the comments.
Then tell me why they declined me. They turned me down. Right? It doesn't matter if I've been in for a couple of months or 5 or 10 years, you know? Frab, hey mate, really love your stream. Welcome in from Twitch, man. Stream and enjoy being part of your fan community. Would you mind adding me up on? No, I will not be adding you on Discord. No, absolutely not. I might need a mod in Twitch because that seems like a scam. That is the second time I've had that happen. So, matter of fact, you can get the fuck out of my chat. That's what you can do.
The link to Wendy's Facebook group, a safe, supportive space where you can connect with other Scentsy consultants, ask questions, and get real answers. Wendy, thank you for
2 of mine were on that list. 2 of your what?
all the work you are doing behind the scenes to help people get the information and support they need. Thank you for your continued support of my Scentsy videos. If you haven't seen them, I'll leave the Scentsy playlist in the description of this.
Yeah, Will, you're right. You're right. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I got a little too heated. Thanks.
Video so you can catch up on everything going on. In my previous Scentsy video, Orville suggested that Scentsy consultants couldn't even negotiate a price, and
2 of yours was on. Oh, okay. Well, let's see. We've got. I don't see Scentsy on here, but yo, hey, Gladys, yo, Gladys herself popped in here. What's up, Gladys? Ever welcome in Gladys? What's going on, girl? What you doing? Dang, bro. No worries, 100%. Screw that guy. 100%, bro. Don't be popping into my chat to try and scam me, bro. When we're literally talking about scams. Is it still ongoing? Do you know if it's still ongoing, Gladys? Oh, all 3, Scentsy, Color Street, and Pop. Oh, dang, really?
is pursuing against other MLMs.
Oh my
I'll leave the
god.
link in the description below so you can fill out the form. Right now, I know they are specially I remember saying that the positive thing about the 2025 Scentsy changes was that the consultants were speaking up on YouTube, because in past years, MLM reps weren't even allowed to ask questions.
This is why I hound you guys so much on liking, sharing, and then also subscribing, following, so that more people can get this information. Oh, Gladys, by the way, I meant to tell you this earlier, but one of your followers had reached out to me and found my channel through you. So thank you for pushing some traffic to me. Because as far as I know, I was the only one that was live streaming the MLM conference. So I'd like to do more of that and to help others. So I just wanted to let you know that. Yes, it's the video that is titled Class Action Lawsuit. I think this one's is yeah, Class Action Lawsuit. Okay. So it is still ongoing. Okay, cool.
Let alone express how they felt about anything publicly. I am very happy to
okay, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, May 20, so it's been barely over a year yeah, since this, so it could be going on.
See that Scentsy consultants have taken it a step further by taking action and holding Scentsy accountable with a class action
Yeah, it is
lawsuit. The
awesome.
countdown has
Building worlds together, Gladys. That's what we're doing.
officially begun. Whether it's the end of Scentsy altogether or just the collapse
Hopefully.
of their MLM model, this lawsuit is the beginning of
No. Gladys, this is where we disagree. This is where we disagree. I don't want them to just it must be Kelsey, you're absolutely, it must be scam day on Twitch. Funny enough that we're talking about scams, so it just might be scam day today. But this is where I'm going to disagree with you, Gladys. I don't want them to change their, I want them to lose everything. Okay. Because they built their entire fortune on taking everything from others. So no, they can get, I'm watching myself, Will. I'm really watching myself here. So someone pat me on the back. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. No, they can lose everything. I don't care, bro. When isn't it scam day on Twitch? That's, well, yeah. Yeah, I wanted to stream on Rumble, but I couldn't figure out how to do it.
the end in my
I'll figure it out at some point.
opinion. In my first video, I pointed out that Scentsy was following in the footsteps of Beachbody, now rebranded as Body, and this lawsuit is exactly the kind of legal trouble that pushed Body.
Let's see, Beachbody Company, a lot of bullshit over here. Puts Halo back on. Nah, that's that. A halo doesn't belong on my head. I am not an angel by any means.
To shut down its MLM side. Coincidence? I don't think so. And honestly, Scentsy consultants.
I want MLMs to disappear too. I'm being realistic, and but I am being realistic, and I'm okay with baby steps in the right direction. See, I'm greedy. I'm real greedy. I'm really greedy, and so I do not want. I want it all to be done away with, as well as the DSA. I want the DSA to go away too.
Should be worried, really worried, because the law firm that is coming after Scentsy, they did not come here to play. Let me introduce you to the Clarkson law firm, the same powerhouse that successfully went after not one, not two, but three major MLMs. Beachbody, aka Body, they filed the class action.
I'm trying.
The MLM
I'm
side
trying,
got shut
Sassy.
down.
I'm trying. I'm being a little sassy myself. I'm trying.
MLM side gone, and the third, Herbalife. That was the most recent target late last year. Yep, that dinosaur is still standing for now, and I know it's probably gonna be one of the most difficult ones.
Wait, Gladys, when was this? I think this was a couple years ago, wasn't it? Oh no, wow, it's 6 months ago. What? And Herbalife is, well, I mean, I do know that Herbalife is still active, but I don't know if their MLM side is still operating. I don't think their MLM side is still operating. Do you know if their MLM is still operating, Gladys? Pretty bad if I'm saying. Look, when it comes to stuff like when it comes to politics, especially stuff like this, I get super heated. I get super passionate. So
considering the size of it, but trust me, it's only a matter of
yeah,
time.
they're suing Herbalife. There are still,
and now it's the turn for Scentsy. The two companies shut down their MLM operations not long after the class action lawsuits hit for very similar allegations. So if the past is any indication of what's coming next, Scentsy, I hope you got a plan B, or better
Herbalife
yet,
too?
that you Orwell are 5 to 6 business chess moves out and
Dang,
have something
man.
in the works. And for the record, this is just the beginning. There are more MLMs on the chopping block. But for now, let's talk about the class action lawsuit and why Scentsy should be sweating harder than a consultant during end of the month sales panic. I was not sure where to put this section. I'm literally in the middle of
Hey, yo, bro, you know Ditto is due the 30th, right? It's the 29th.
of editing this video, right? And then Julie drops a very interesting video that you need to go watch. Apparently, and I wish I was joking, Scentsy is allegedly asking consultants to waive their rights related to this same lawsuit. So let me share a little bit of it.
Recently, they've
added this new agreement for their consultants to sign, and they're going to waive all their rights to a potential class action lawsuit, or if there was anything that went wrong, they're waiving their rights to a trial by jury or any other court. So this is this section 6 apparently of this agreement. So check this out. I mean, look at this. It says mandatory individual arbitration agreement and class action. Section 6.3 says arbitration. Now look at the second paragraph. Except as expressly provided herein, in order to promote to the fullest extent reasonably possible a mutually amicable resolution of disputes in a timely, efficient, and cost-effective manner. And they've written this in all caps and bolded. The parties hereby waive their respective rights to trial by jury or any court. Here is the section where it says notice of California class action lawsuit. Notice of class action lawsuit. I do want to just read some of this to you. Before agreeing to the amended agreement, including the arbitration agreement, Scentsy wants to ensure that you are aware of class action litigation currently pending in the District Court for the Northern District of California. We just want to make you aware that we're being sued. And if you want to maybe sue us one day, well, you got to opt out of this agreement. And we have a very special email. It's just a special email just for that.
Yeah, I like how they hide it deep in the agreement here, as if they know people aren't going to read it, right? And if they're already thinking about leaving, right, and you have higher ups in that MLM, they're not going to leave them alone until they sign this agreement. You're going to have people that are just going to sign it, and they just want to be done with it, right? But even if they were leaving, a lot of times they just want to be done with it anyways. They don't even want to be involved with MLMs to begin with, to even tell their story, or to even sue them, right? They just want to be done with it, you know? So that I didn't sell. I used their product briefly, years ago before I joined. Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of people have used MLM products. They weren't involved in the multi-level side of it. So
if you want to opt out of this arbitration agreement, you must send an email from the email address associated with your Scentsy account to arbitrationoptout@scentsy.com. Please include the following information in the body of your email. And there's 3 bullet points here. It says the name, first and last, associated with your account, your consultant ID, and then, quote, opt out of the California arbitration agreement, end quote. To discourage people from signing anything with Scentsy, to even just avoid buying Scentsy products. Because you should look at their terms of use and conditions on their website, even as just a consumer. It's alarming. Here it says, when you submit or make available any information or materials through the forums or otherwise through any Scentsy website. So backing up here, what they're referring to as forums is bulletin boards, chat areas, similar forums. This would be Facebook groups, I imagine, that people join. You acknowledge and agree that those submissions will be non-proprietary and non-confidential, may be made available to the general public, and may be used by Scentsy without restriction. You grant to Scentsy the worldwide, perpetual, royalty-free, irrevocable, non-exclusive right and license, sub-licensable through multiple tiers without compensation to you. Just want to say how much I love my wax warmer, and now you're telling me that because I posted that in a Scentsy Facebook group, that Scentsy could actually profit off my image and my testimonial. They can use it in perpetuity. I have no recourse. That's disgusting.
Yep.
Please go check this video in full on Julie's channel.
Yep.
I'll leave the link in the description below. Give it
That's beyond disgusting. But then again, these are what MLMs are. They're nothing but disgusting.
a like, comment, share, so the algorithm pushes it to more people and more.
All right, Gladys, I gotta know, at what point do you start to get a little spicy? I gotta know so I know what to expect. You can't be hitting me. You can't be hitting me with Mr. Krabs and the violin like you did earlier, okay? You can't be hitting me like that.
Scentsy consultants can see it. And I'm just sitting here like, of course they are. Cowards. Because if Scentsy truly has the truth
right
on
there,
their
huh?
side, if
right
they're
there?
so confident they're going to win this class action
They should be
lawsuit in
ashamed.
California,
Absolutely, they should
not
be.
even bother doing something like this, right? Like, make it make sense. If you are a Scentsy consultant and you don't see this as shady as I don't know what to tell you because it is. Why would a legit, loving, family-based, and religious company with nothing to hide need to pull some like this? Especially
Well, the reason why a lot of people don't see it, a lot of Scentsy consultants don't see it, is because they're so brainwashed to not see it, right?
When they're out here saying with their whole chest how much they love their consultants. Yeah, this doesn't scream we care about our consultants or we love them. This screams we're screwed and we're trying to save our asses. Because if this is what love looks like from Scentsy, I hate to see what betrayal looks like. Anyways, now let's go back to the video. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer and
Yo, Gladys, that's bars, bro.
this is not legal advice. I'm just sharing my interpretation of the court documents for educational and commentary purposes. The lawsuit is nearly 200 pages long, but no worries. I'm not going to read it all. I'll focus on the most important things, but I'll leave the link to the full document in the description below for the people interested in checking it out.
I told you, Gladys is a character, man.
Complaint. Oh, I want to give a shout out to Valerie Winning and Charity Bentley. Thank you so much for bringing this lawsuit. And of course to the Clarkson firm. And it reads class action complaint.
Well, hang on, guys. Look, we also got to thank Scentsy as well for being this dumb. All right, to show us who they are. Okay.
A minimum wage and
so everyone say thank you, Scentsy. Here is your L. Okay. Everyone type that in the chat.
Liquidated damages. Number 2, failure to pay overtime wages and liquidated damages. Number 3, failure to provide rest periods or rest break
or you can just
Number 4,
or you can just type L Scentsy L. You know.
Failure to provide meal periods or meal premium wages. Number 5, failure to timely pay wages during employment. Number 6, failure to timely pay wages upon separation. Number 7, failure to keep
it's probably going to be on there pretty soon.
Payroll records. Number 8, failure to provide timely and accurate wage statements. Number 9, failure to reimburse business expenses. Number 10, breach of contract. 11, unfair competition. I will talk about these allegations, but first I would like to read some of the things that I thought were interesting from the lawsuit. Introduction. Scentsy is a massively successful company that for years has exploited its California sales force by misclassifying its workers as independent contractors rather than employees. Despite calling these salespeople consultants and designating them as independent contractors, consultants are in fact Scentsy employees under California law. Scentsy has violated numerous provisions of the California Labor Code and applicable IWC wage order by.
Really? Hang on a second. We gotta look at what Lula row leggings. Let's look at that. Lula row leggings images. Oh my god. Is this what this looks like for real? Yo, chat. What is this? I mean, what is this, bro? Dude, this is clownery right here. What are these leggings, dude? What? Bruh. Oh, dude. Dude, this is like bro, this is grandma out of her prime kind of style right here, dude. Oh my god. This is go away, bro. This is a 60 and virgin kind of style right here, dude. What is this? Okay, that's actually kind of funny. That's actually kind of funny. That's actually kind of funny. Yeah, but dude, these leggings are terrible, bro. Ugh. Look like 1970s drywall, dude. What is this, man? All right, I want to get that out of the way so that none of us puke. All right. Those consultants didn't get to choose what ugly stuff they. Oh, what? Oh no. You know what's funny? You know what's hilarious is when I was getting some inventory in from Amway, I ordered 2 different kind of catalogs, one in English and one I think in Korean or Spanish or something like that. Both of them came to me in Korean. I only know a few words in Korean. Okay. Okay. That is 안녕하세요, which is hello, 감사합니다, which is thank you, and 수고하세요, which is goodbye. Okay. And as soon as I got that catalog in Korean, I looked at that and I said, you know what? Fuck this. 수고하세요. And I threw that shit away. You know? 20 to what? $20 to $25 a pair? Hang on a second. Let me what's the market price for leggings just in general? I'm kind of curious, Bert. You know? I'm kind of curious. Let's see. Leggings typically market for $15 to $60. Walmart $7. Really? Oh. Well, chat. Looks like I'm going to go get myself some leggings. Going to go to the gym. Going to go to the gym, strut my stuff, get all the boys' attention. Damn, that's crazy, bro. $7 and they want $25. They want $25 for you to look like a kiddie pool. I'm good, bro. Oh, they sold ugly shirts too. Well, we already looked at the leggings, so we don't really have to look at the shirts anymore.
Denying its consultants the compensation, benefits, and statutory entitlements that they are owed. 5. Scensy's ability to avoid accountability to its employees thus far turns on the fact that it operates as multi-level marketing business, in parentheses, MLM. Scensy's recruitment tactics
because they were brainwashed. That's
promise its consultants the opportunity to build a business. In reality, however, they supply free marketing and sales support that will otherwise cost Scentsy a staggering amount. Scentsy strictly controls the work product of its consultants, in part by ensuring that they follow its rigid guidelines for marketing content and recruiting materials. 9. Plaintiffs were victims of Scentsy's practices. Like all consultants, in accordance to Scentsy's strict marketing and sales protocols, plaintiffs were trained by other consultants and through Scentsy's materials and were required to market, distribute, and sell products to the public in accordance with Scentsy's instructions and parameters. And in return, plaintiffs were paid virtually nothing.
What? I thought Scentsy was gone. Yo, Gladys, is Scentsy gone or is Scentsy still here? No, no, dude, they're still around. Chat, bro, they're still around, dude. Company recently underwent a significant brand glow up in late 2025. Not for long. Yes. Fuck out of here, bro. I hate. Oh my god. I want these people to lose everything. I want them to lose everything, and I want everyone to know who they are, so that they can never get a job ever again. That's what I want. Actually, we should. You know what we should do. You know what we should do. We should deport them. We should deport them out of. You want to go scam? Go scam somewhere else, motherfucker. Okay, all right. Calm down. Calm down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down. Chat. Usa. 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 Not Kalima. Usa. Okay. Yeah. No. We should absolutely deport these guys. Right? Because if you want to ruin some lives, go somewhere else, bro. boy. Oh boy.
while incurring unreimbursed personal costs to perform the work on Scensy's behalf. Additionally, Scentsy breached its contract with its consultants when, without notice, it imposed a materially different consultant agreement that robbed a large portion of its consultants of a monthly commission bonus of 5% that they were previously entitled to for life and for which Scentsy was contractually obligated to provide at least 60 days notice of the change. I remember that when the Scentsy 2025 changes happened, there were so many Scentsy consultants talking about this commission that was supposed to be for life. They were pretty upset, so I'm glad that they included this as well. 33. But Scentsy has for decades exploited its California sales force of consultants by misclassifying these so-called consultants as independent contractors rather than as employees, and knowingly and willfully misclassifying these employees. Since
Okay, when it goes, spread some love if you want to chat. Okay, that sounds good. Thank you, Sassy, for coming in and being brave. First of all, for telling us a little bit of your story. Thank you. Yeah, go spread some love, and um, yeah, have a great day. Everyone say goodbye to Sassy. She's gonna go spread some love to other places, and yeah, take care. Okay, and again, please, you're not alone. Don't ever think you are. And again, if you ever need anyone to talk to, please reach out to me. I'm always here.
has been able to mine free marketing and sales support from their consultants. The cost of sales and marketing that Scentsy has thus far offloaded on its consultants is massive. The actual figure to be revealed through discovery should this matter proceed to litigation. 34. This is particularly egregious, as
Oh, for
Scensy's
sure.
workforce is primarily
Anytime, Sassy.
comprised of marginalized and financially insecure individuals. Scentsy targets and recruits women who are often shut out of traditional workplaces.
What I didn't know, this is what I found out. That this is what I found out at the MLM conference. This is something that all of the ladies in the chat should be aware of. Okay. The majority of those who represent MLMs are women. They target women. They target military spouses, especially military spouses. They target young women, single mothers. They target. They do like to target wives just in period, but or excuse me, just in general period. But they do go after women overwhelmingly, right? So make sure, ladies, you are being careful, because they will absolutely use your emotions against you. Okay. And that's one thing that will be the downfall of women, are their emotions. So make sure you have yours in check, understand them, because unfortunately, through the conditioning of several different things that's happened over the years, there's this lack of understanding with women's emotions, and unfortunately, there are a lot of things out there that take advantage of that, and then they put women in very, very dangerous and precarious situations, not just physically but financially as well. So please make sure you are being very careful when you cross these. Okay. That's what I found out at. I thought it was maybe 30 or 40%, because when it comes to okay, that sounds awesome, Kelsey. You have a great, please make sure you rest up, okay? Have a great night, and please make sure you keep me updated on how you're feeling, okay? Feel better, okay? Make sure you feel better. But yeah, everyone say goodbye to Kelsey, and have a great rest of your night, okay? Um I thought that it was maybe 30 or 40% because whenever it comes to making money, typically men are jumping on it, and men are getting duped. But I was very surprised to find out that the majority of people are women who are getting involved in MLMs. I was very surprised at that.
Such as those with criminal records, women who were raised in or who are active in certain religion communities, women with child care responsibilities, and military wives. Due to their alienation from traditional workplaces, those targeted by Scentsy tend to be less familiar with their labor protections and with employment law generally. Unfortunately, these women, already stretched thin energetically and financially, are less well positioned to understand their rights as workers, less likely to identify when their protections are violated, and less able to seek recourse when such violations occur. Scentsy consultants are employees. Number one, controlling law. Companies like Scentsy were never supposed to be allowed to run an entire business on the backs of independent contractors. People who work in a company's core line of business are its employees. Scentsy claims an unprecedented portion of its workforce as independent contractors. In its most recently published numbers, Scentsy disclosed that it had over 230,000 consultants and 1,500 employees. Last year, Scentsy claimed 99.9935% of its workforce as independent contractors. 42. Scentsy employees perform a variety of roles. Some work as recruiting managers, copy and translation managers, commissions managers, executive assistants, and warehouse operators. These workers receive special treatment from Scentsy, including benefits such as health, vision, and dental insurance, tuition reimbursement, 401k, plans with matching contributions. Moreover, Scentsy offers the employees it lays off severance based on their years of service. In contrast, Scentsy retains the right to unilaterally terminate its consultants at its discretion and declines to offer terminated consultants severance. 43. But the consultants who make
Of
up the
course.
bulk of Scensy's workforce are denied even the most basic protections of federal and state labor laws. Scentsy does not pay them minimum wage, it does not pay overtime, and it does
Slave
not
wages.
reimburse business expenses such as internet connections, laptops, smartphones, or post promotion over Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Its classification of its consultants also deprives them of basic protections against discrimination and harassment. 44. By design, independent contractors are exempted from nearly every labor law, but this classification was not meant to be a loophole for companies like Scentsy, who
All right, bro. All right. Let's see. I want to report for. All right, I want to report. I'm gonna report this. Yo, Gladys, I just got an update on one of my I just got an update in one of my chats. Guess who commented on one of my one of my MLM chats? Scott. And I was this was one of my shorts where I was talking about trying to get help for TJ. And he literally said he gets what he deserves. I want to DM you what I said. There you go. I DM'd you. That's it. That's insane. That's literally insane.
Those consultants are
Oh, I gotta calm down. I gotta calm down. I really gotta calm down. That pissed me off.
effectively modern day telemarketers. Historically, firms reserved the independent contractor designation for entrepreneurial individuals whose skills demanded higher pay in the open market. With this in mind, legislators rationalized excluding independent contractors from most employment laws because these individuals did not
I'm trying
require
to
the same
breathe.
legal
I'm
protections
trying to
as
breathe.
potentially more vulnerable, less
My blood is
skilled
boiling
employees.
faster than I can take a
Today's
breath.
Scentsy preys
So
upon many of the most vulnerable members of our society. Despite being a 40 billion industry, the vast majority of people involved in them don't make money off of MLMs, and many people lose money. In its 2024 report on MLM income disclosure statements, the Federal Trade Commission determined that most MLMs depict an income distribution that excludes MLM participants that receive little or no income, and that income disclosure statements do not count for the worker is customarily engaged in an independently established business of the same nature as that involved in the work performed. You might be wondering, what is the ABC test? If you want to go a little more deeper and with some examples and everything, I actually found a great article from Labor and Workforce in California, the official website. I'm gonna leave it in the description below in case.
okay, all right. Under the ABC test, a worker is considered an employee and not an independent contractor unless the hiring entity satisfies all three of the following conditions. One, the worker is free from the control and direction of the hiring entity in connection with the performance of the work, both under the contract for the performance of the work and in fact the worker performs work that is outside the usual course. There's a video next that explains it better. Okay. Let's see. Usual course of the hiring entity's business, and the worker is customarily engaged in an independently established trade, occupation, or business of the same nature as that involved in the work performed. Okay. All
You
right.
want to dig
So
a little deeper, it does show like some
Care for the sick. Drive people around town.
there we
show
go.
this quick
Let's back this up a
video
little bit.
because they do explain in it briefly.
Every day, millions of us wake up and deliver packages, care for the sick, drive people around town, and do lots of other important jobs that keep our country moving. Many of these workers have been told that they're not regular employees, they're independent contractors. That means it's much more difficult for them to access labor protections like a minimum wage, paid sick time, and the right to form a union, which can be devastating during times of crisis and instability. Companies intentionally call their employees independent contractors just to boost their own profits. And it allows these companies to shirk their responsibilities, like
Oh
paying
my
a fair
God.
wage, paying
Welcome to corporate America. Welcome to corporate America, where workers have no rights yet again. And these companies can extort you for anything and everything. Isn't that awesome? Isn't it awesome to be in America at this point in time? All right. Enough about that.
into workers' comp and other duties that all employers have. That's why we need laws that use a simple test to clarify which workers are employees and which are truly independent contractors. A worker should only be called an independent contractor if A. The worker is free from the company's control and direction. B. The work is outside the company's usual course of business. And C. The worker regularly puts themselves out there as an independent business. If a company can't show that all three criteria have been met, then the worker needs to be classified as an employee with rights and protections under the law. Labor laws should use this simple test so that working people have basic economic security.
Got it.
And we need to make sure these laws are strong.
$6.56.
Now let's make
less than
sure.
$40 a month. This paltry sum does not include any business expenses consultants may have incurred during running their businesses, such as the $15 per month consultant personal website fee, starter kits.
Okay, so California has adopted the ABC test to determine whether a company like Scentsy has misclassified its workers as independent contractors. Because employee status was meant to be the default, the ABC test preemptively considers all workers to be employees and permits workers to be classified as independent contractors only if they are hiring business demonstrates that the worker in question identifies each of three conditions, right, that we were saying. Okay. But does Scentsy pass this ABC test or not? Right.
As an employee with rights and protections under the law. Labor laws should use this simple test so that working people have basic economic security. And we need to make sure these laws are strongly enforced. To keep this country moving forward, we must protect the rights of all workers. Join us in the fight.
I'm also going to leave this article. It's from the National Employment.
No MLM passed. Right. Yeah, but I'm talking about legally. Have they determined legally that they did not pass the test?
Law project, in case you want to read it or watch the video again. Now that we know what the ABC test is, let's go with Scentsy's allegations. At the end of these documents, there are different exhibits, and one of them is the notice letter that was sent to Scentsy, and I thought it was great to use since it explains in a more simple way what it's in the court documents. Number 1, willful misclassification of an individual as an independent contractor. California law prohibits the willful misclassification of an individual as an independent contractor when they are in fact an employee under California law, and it gives, the codes and everything. Willful misclassification means avoiding employee status for an individual by voluntarily and knowingly misclassifying that individual as an independent contractor.
Oh, okay,
And it
gotcha.
gives a
Yeah.
code. When an employer willfully misclassifies an individual as an independent contractor, the employer is subject to civil penalties, and it gives like a bunch of numbers. Scentsy willfully misclassified Ms. Wennings, Ms. Bentley, and other aggrieved employees as independent contractors because it has been clear for several years now under California law that its consultants are in fact employees under California law, and it gives a code and everything. Insofar as such consultants are under Scentsy's control in performing their selling duties, the selling duties that consultants do is within the usual course of Scentsy's business, and they are not engaged in any independently established trade, occupation, or business, even under a looser definition of employees. Consultants would also be considered employees because Scentsy controls the manner and means through which Ms. Wenning, Ms. Bentley, and other aggrieved employees carry out their duties, including but not limited to restricting advertising, restricting what channel products may be sold through, and providing proprietary lists and direct consumer leads. Number 2, failure to pay minimum wage. Scentsy violated California Labor Code section, and it gives the sections and wage order. Number 4, by failing to pay Ms. Wenning, Ms. Bentley, and other aggrieved employees at least minimum wages for all hours worked. Primarily, this was due to Scentsy's having misclassified its consultants as independent contractors rather than employees. Ms. Wenning, Ms. Bentley, and other aggrieved employees were required or knowingly permitted to perform all their work duties off the clock, including but not limited to training, communicating with Scentsy, and selling and marketing Scentsy products and services. By failing to pay Ms. Wenning, Ms. Bentley, and other aggrieved employees any wages for their time spent performing work duties for Scentsy, Scentsy violated Labor Law Code section, and it gives the codes, which require employers to pay at least the legal minimum wage to their employees. Number 3, failure to pay overtime wages. California Labor Code section 510 and wage order number 4 require employers to pay no less than 1.5 times the regular rate of pay of the employee for hours worked in excess of 8 in one workday, for hours worked in excess of 40 hours in one work week, and for the first 8 hours work on the 7th day of work in any one work week, and to pay no less than twice the regular rate of pay of the employees for hours worked in excess of 12 hours in one workday, and for any work in excess of 8 hours on any 7th day of a work week. During the relevant time period, Ms. Wenning and other aggrieved employees work over 8 hours in a day and or 40 hours in a week without overtime compensation because Scentsy failed to pay them for their work duties as described above. This was in turn due to Scentsy's unlawful misclassification of consultants as independent contractors rather than employees. On occasions when Ms. Wenning and other aggrieved employees had already worked 8 hours in one day, performing all the work off the clock, Scentsy failed to pay them any overtime compensation due. Therefore, Ms. Wenning and the other aggrieved employees were entitled to receive overtime compensation from Scentsy that Scentsy failed to pay, violating Labor Code 510, and we go to number 4. Number 4, failure to provide rest periods. California law requires employers to provide their employees with an uninterrupted rest period of no less than 10 minutes for every 4 hours or major fraction thereof work. To give some codes, blah, blah, blah. When an employer fails to provide a rest period, an hour of pay at the employee's regular rate of compensation is owed to the employee. It gives some codes, whatever. Scentsy failed to provide Ms. Wenning and other aggrieved employees with an opportunity to take timely, uninterrupted rest periods of the requisite length, free from employer control. Scentsy also failed to compensate Ms. Wenning and other aggrieved employees properly for the non-compliant rest periods, including inter alia, missed, short, late, and or interrupted rest periods. Scentsy also failed to pay premium wages for the many rest breaks that Ms. Wenning and the aggrieved employers were deprived of. Indeed, Scentsy did not provide any rest breaks or premium compensation for missed rest breaks to Ms. Wenning and other aggrieved employees, since Scentsy improperly classified its consultants as independent contractors who were not entitled to rest breaks. 5. Failure to provide meal periods. California law requires employers to provide their employees with an uninterrupted meal period of no less than 30 minutes before the end of the 5th hour of work when an employee works more than 5 hours in a day. Gives a bunch of codes. Second meal period of no less than 30 minutes must be provided before the end of the 10th hour of work when an employee works more than 10 hours in a day. It gives a bunch of codes. When an employer fails to provide a meal period, an hour of pay at the employee's regular rate of compensation is owed to the employee. Scentsy failed to provide Ms. Wenning and the other aggrieved employees with an opportunity to take timely, uninterrupted meal periods of the requisite length, free from employer control. Scentsy also failed to compensate Ms. Wenning and other aggrieved employees properly for the non-compliant meal periods, including inter alia, missed, short, late, and or interrupted meal periods. Scentsy also failed to pay premium wages for the many meal breaks that Ms. Wenning and aggrieved employees were deprived, or indeed Scentsy did not provide any meal breaks or premium compensation for missed meal breaks to Ms. Wenning and other aggrieved employees. Since Scentsy improperly classified its consultants as independent contractors who were not entitled to meal breaks. We're halfway there. Let's keep it pushing. Number 6, failure to
Oh my
timely
God.
pay wages during employment.
Okay.
California labor.
Yeah, you guys get the gist of it. They've broke they violated a bunch of civil statutes, and now they're being taken to court through a class action lawsuit. Let's see what Gladys says at the end of it.
To Glenn and the whole Clarkson law firm. That was a lot. If I thought that Scentsy was going down before with this lawsuit, I'm 100% sure that it's going down even faster. So if you want to know my thoughts, my personal predictions about Scentsy and the Scentsy alternatives, I share all of that in my first Scentsy video. If you want to check it out, this video was my opinion and for education and entertainment purposes. I will leave all my sources in the description below. Like I always say, please do your own research and come to your own conclusions. Don't believe everything that people say online. Question everything and everyone, including me, let the evidence tell you what's real or not. It means a lot that you took the time to watch my video. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me to know what kind of content.
Yeah, great videos as always, Gladys. Oh man. Um that was really something. Let's see what the comments are saying. Let's see. Facebook group. Bringing the lawsuits and more labor rights awareness too, please. The owners are living their best lives while their reps are struggling. It is awful. It is awful. If anyone signs that agreement, they'll have to go through arbitration, and statistically, only 6% of people win, while 94% of the companies requiring it win. No wonder they strengthened their arbitration clause, because the previous one wasn't all that great. Yeah. Well, damn. Yeah, well, it seems, and this was 6 months ago, so hopefully Scentsy goes under and it never comes back up. Hopefully Scentsy is gone and gone forever. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Gladys, thanks for covering Scentsy. You put a lot of work. I mean, just look how long these videos are. She's put a lot of work into these videos. So guys, make sure you are liking these videos. I'm going to make sure I like all of them now. Make sure you're liking the videos, and make sure you're also sharing them as well. Okay? Make sure you're sharing them here, and make sure you guys also give a quick dub to Gladys. Give a quick dub to Gladys. All right? Give a quick dub to Gladys. Thank you for helping the MLM or the MLM victim community, right? The anti-MLM community. We appreciate you so much in covering all of this stuff. You are so awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep doing what you're doing. You're awesome. You're doing some really good work. You really are. So thank you, and thank you to Megan. Thank you to all of the anti-MLM. Thank you to all of the other anti-MLM voices out there. Every bit helps. So, well, of course, I'm going to cover it. Of course, I'm going to cover it. So, I'd like to cover it even more. I think probably next time we do talk about MLMs, it'll probably be your paparazzi one. So we could absolutely do that one. So anyways, guys, that is pretty much the downfall of Scentsy. Could not go down fast enough, but hopefully within in the next little bit, it will be gone and gone forever. But we'll see. So that will be it for the political live stream today. I think I'll probably start up another live stream. Play some games with you guys for a little bit, and I'll probably call it a night after that. But make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. Thanks so much for popping in here, every single one of you that did, and make sure you like the live. Also, make sure you share it. Make sure that you are sharing the channel as well, please. And yeah, please take care of yourselves. I love every single one of you. You guys have a phenomenal night. If I don't see you anymore tonight, I will talk with you guys soon. Love you guys. Bye, guys.